Welcome, Internet, to episode 4 of Tidefall. Thank you for joining us. Unfortunately, we are down a Savvy today, but we will try and pick up the slack that she has left to us. It's going to be a tough job because she's so amazing, but we've got Sean running the streaming stuff, and we will do the other stuff. We'll start with some announcements. Survivors Complex is this Saturday, 5:30 Eastern. Be there or be square. On Monday, we have our always Monday game, but this time it's Wild Space at 8 o'clock Eastern. Be there, be schlorped. And then we also still have the Mordenkainen and Tome of Foes giveaway going on, and that's going to go until Saturday the 19th, I do believe, if my math is correct. All that information is on Twitter, so go click the pinned tweet at GGameKnights. That's Game Nights with 2 G's, and Nights as in with a K. Couldn't have explained that more confusingly, but go there and click it and enter, because the more entries we get, the more stuff we can give away. Woo! Nailed it. Every time I get a little worse or better. So let's get into tonight, shall we? Does anyone have any questions? Start us off? Do we just want to just get right into it? We ready? Everybody ready? Ready? Okay. So when last we left our heroes, they came back from an interlude with the druids to go talk to the man who hired them to get some information on the ritual. And one Suri Alanir Sutash, an awkward wizard. They went and were like, hey, we didn't get the info. And he was like, excuse me? And they were like, what? And then he revealed himself to not really be the awkward wizard that he had been playing up to be this whole time for many days. And summarily poisoned the party. Spiked their drinks, as it were. Except for it wasn't spiked, it was just the drinks were just all poison. Prestidigitated to taste like whiskey, because prestidigitation is a really cool spell, y'all. Just so you know. So the party is poisoned with what Cole and Kay determined to be an otherworldly outer plane poison called Devil's Blood. It is more difficult to cure than mundane poisons. And Alan, so-called, gave them a task to complete, and he would cure them. He gave his word. Whether he was believed or not is up for debate. But they need to go investigate the oasis in the city of Pontauv and determine why there are no fish in it. And so they went, and they're going to go investigate. And they have this lady that they met who's also trying to figure that out. And she's going to help them. And that's where we left off. It is late at night, probably like 1 o'clock-ish, 2 o'clock-ish in the morning. You guys just finished talking to Blue. She has walked off, agreeing to meet you guys after sunrise to get you guys going. And you're all together. Cade has just introduced you all to this circlet, this magical circlet he has that lets you all communicate at a distance. And take it away. Anything else you'd like to do before turning in?
Yes, please. Excuse me, Amon?
Yes.
I was wondering if you could perhaps help me with a task.
Sure. What do you need help with?
Well, you know, about anatomy a bit, right?
A little bit, yes.
So, you know, maybe how you could possibly make someone bleed for a little while without killing them?
Yes, I know exactly how to do that.
Okay, well, I was thinking that I would like your help to take some of my blood, please, sir.
I've never been asked to do that on purpose before. For what reason, if I might ask?
Oh, I'm gonna see if I can sell some of this devil's blood.
That's ingenious, actually. How much do you want?
Well, I think, I mean, you're the expert here. I don't want to be hurting tomorrow. I think that's roughly a pint. I bought a few vials, but I think I can only fill up one myself.
Yes, I will help you with this to make sure you don't, perish in the night.
Great. If I think I know some people who might be interested in buying it. If you want, you've got the blood too. I can
You have the most interesting people.
Well, I don't know if I could say I know him. I did meet him, though, quite recently.
Interesting. Well, we should do this before you sleep, just so it's not completely horrible in the morning.
Sure.
What would I need to roll for that?
Please don't kill me. And then definitely Cole doesn't look when you're doing it.
Oh man. I feel like this isn't something that you necessarily need to roll for. I think you can just do this. As with your status as a rogue, you know your way around blades, you know your way around torturing people, doing things.
Cool. Cutting an artery, but knowing full well not to...
an artery.
A vein. A vein.
Yeah. That's what I was worried about doing it myself.
I got it. Yeah, he helped Cole bleed himself.
Amon knows anatomy. Kyle does not.
Kyle does not.
Yeah, so probably just either at the wrist or at the inner elbow, something like that. You just kind of get a little trickle going, fill up a vial, quickly bandage him up.
Yeah.
Just for the purpose of this, Cole, just take 1 point of damage. It's going to come back when you sleep anyway, but just...
Okay. And I will once again share my idea with the group. If
I would like Cole to make a Constitution saving throw, though.
Okay, that sounds good. Where am I? Where is that? Okay, Constitution +1, so I roll a 16.
You're good. It's uncomfortable, and you did look away the whole time, but you ate well today. You're hydrated. You don't feel faint.
All right. I was like, is it done?
Yes, it's done. It's fine. You did well. It's a good job.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah. He hands him a cookie. Here, eat this. It'll be better for you.
Oh, geez, thanks. But yeah. If no one else wants me to collect their blood and try to sell that as well, then I will go off on an errand and try to sell this stuff off.
Yeah, who's willing to get bleeded?
Bammy, as soon as we broke apart after the circlet thing, Bammy just went back to burying himself in
Bammy's
oasis.
Sleeping in the dirt.
Yeah.
Unless someone wants to wake a sleeping crocodile.
Nah, we're good. Well, he already did say that, like, to throw something at him from a far distance to wake him up.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to.
Amon, you said you were okay with bleeding?
Yeah.
Do it. Take a point of piercing damage, and Cole, you have another vial of blood.
Yay, 2 vials.
Cool.
Cade, Genevieve, how do you feel about getting bleeded?
That'll be a fuck no.
That's not a regular no?
No, that's a big old capital F fuck no.
From both of y'all, I assume?
Yeah, from both of us.
Okay, great.
Okay.
I'm sure Genevieve says it a lot nicer, though.
Yeah, probably.
My question is, to acquiesce to your request.
My question is, who asks them? Is it Cole or is it Amon?
Yeah.
Because I can just see Cole now just be like, question.
Yeah, so who wants to approach them? Do you want to approach them, Amon?
Oh, no, I say it loud enough that if someone wants to hop in on this business opportunity, they can. And if they say nothing,
ground
then
floor as you
if they say nothing, I'm assuming they're not interested.
You just hear a from the sand.
Yeah.
Bammy is a stealthy sleeper.
Cool. So it looks like I get just the 2 then.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay. And then are you setting out tonight before you sleep?
Yes. At the places that I found.
I'll say it's probably the same place where you got the most interesting information.
Okay.
That hole in the wall type of, the one that's hidden by some illusion. The guy who was like surprised that you'd even found him.
Mm-hmm.
And his name is Carrick. Thank you, Joseph, for the name Carrick. And I don't know if you want to negotiate with him, but when you tell him, actually, let's do this. How do you approach this man? This elderly, grumpy, almost stereotypical type of mage guy is just like, ugh, everyone else is beneath me.
Okay. Look at his wares and be like, doesn't look like you have a whole lot of stuff from the 9 hells here.
Oh, it's you again.
Sure is, Carrick.
What can I do for you, Cole?
Well, I think the better question is, what can I do for you?
That is a great question. Please enlighten me.
How interested might one such as yourself be in blood tainted with devil's blood?
And how would someone like you have gotten a hold of something like that?
I show him my Band-Aid. No, I
Do you?
no, because he might want to bleed me dry. So no, it's like that doesn't matter. But what does matter is that I do have some blood right with me right here. And
How
please,
much?
if you will, I've got 2 pints.
He is going to reach out to inspect it if you'll let him.
I'll let him inspect it. Cast identify, sir.
Yeah, he will. He will. And his eyebrows kind of go up. His bushy eyebrows go up a little bit. No fooling! No, I'm just kidding. Well, this does seem to be genuine, contrary to what I would expect. I will give you 400 gold apiece.
All right. That sounds like a fair deal. I would like to ask real quickly if maybe instead of gold, do you have perhaps a spell you'd like to share with me?
I have a multitude of spells, young man.
Cool.
What are you looking for?
I'm not sure, but I know it if I see it. Let's see.
He's not going to open his spell book and be like, pick one.
Let's see. Well, let's see which ones I know. Sorry, I actually started
Surprise.
I started a running wish list of things, of spells that I want. You don't perhaps have Nistel's magic aura, do you?
Lindsay has no idea what that is. What book is that from?
Well, Ryan barely knows what that is. Let me look. I think it's
Is it just PHP?
It is where is it from? Hold on a sec. I know it's from something.
I will not hold on a sec. Oh, it's from the PHP.
I think it's PHP, yeah.
He absolutely does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yes, I do.
How much would something like that be worth?
That's an excellent question. Lindsay should have been prepared for all of these questions, but she wasn't. Who's Lindsay? I don't know.
The Overgod.
Pretty much. Help me out, DMs.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just make it up.
I think that would be fair.
For both vials for one spell?
It is a fairly advanced spell for one such as you.
Oh, come on. I've been casting levels of that kind for months now.
Roll a deception check.
Actually, I don't know how long I've been 3rd level, but...
I don't either.
Is it totally deception?
No, you can roll persuasion if you want. I
It
don't care.
really did the same roll. It doesn't matter.
Well, whatever.
It's a natural 1.
Well, he just stares right at you, like does that thing where he like looks you up and down, and you are found wanting.
Okay. Well, all right. You know, I would really like to take this spell, but unfortunately, I have to split what I earn here, and I can't really do that with a spell very well. So I'll take the gold.
In that case, young man, If you are trying to pursue the higher arts, I can respect that, as much as I do not yet respect you. I will show
That's
you
fair.
the spell, and I will give you 100 gold to take back with you.
Oh.
If that is amenable.
Gosh, it's a very, very generous offer. But unfortunately, I just don't feel right doing that because it's not one. It'd be a hard thing to say that I it just doesn't feel right.
Just roll a charisma check for me, really quick.
Lol. Charisma check. 13.
Okay. Let me double check something real quick. Okay. He nods. Very well. Goes underneath his desk, gets out several bags of coins, puts them on there. I'd say they're probably like 8 small bags.
Okay.
400 gold for you. Reaches back under the table. And Nistel's magic aura. And he hands you the spell scroll. Just completely stone-faced.
Really?
Well, I mean, if you don't want it, that's another story.
I'll take. Oh my gosh!
Take
Thank
it,
you
boys,
so
take
much.
it.
Oh, okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
And there's like just the slightest up curve on one side of his mouth, which is like ever since you've met him and talked to him in previous days, he's just like this gritty, like grumpy, boring, neutral face guy. Just there's the slightest uptick. It's still a frown, but just slightly not.
Successful run.
Now get out of my shop, boy.
Okay. Thank you. And then.
Good evening.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna hook up with Amon later and give him 399 gold. Sub the $1 I spent to get that vial. Or the gold I got used to get the vial.
Yeah.
Awesome. That was it.
Thank you, Joseph, for that loot drop.
Dang. Oh, rolling in that blue drop for me. Thank you. I didn't realize that those were related. Thank you.
Well, it is.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Thanks, I try. Okay, you guys, he meets up with you guys. Amon, you have a bazillion dollars. And then does everybody go sleep? Anybody have anything else they want to do this evening? Anything else they want to bleed, cut into, etc., etc.? Okay, so Willow and Amon, you go back to your tent. Oh, Cole as well. Cade, Genevieve, go back to your tents at the Rogers Round.
Oh gosh, I just realized I now have like 20 pounds of gold on me.
Oh yeah,
So
it's heavy.
I'm getting close. What's my? No, I'm not encumbered yet, but I'm not that far off.
Amon, you are rolling in it. Fortunately, as a rogue, you have nowhere to hide it, but it's a little bit cumbersome. It's a little bit heavy, a little bit obvious. You're a little concerned, but also you're rich. So, okay, so everybody goes to sleep at the Rogers Round, except for Bambi, who's asleep in the sand. Speaking of which, Bambi, would you like to roll me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Yes, I would.
Oh wait.
That is a nat 1 for a total of 2.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Okay, so how do you want to do this, Alex?
So if there were anyone still around the oasis, they would see Bammy emerge from the sand, kind of shake sand off, get a little bit clean, and then head towards the tent where the party last left Alan.
And Alan is awake. He is at his desk.
Alan sees Bammy enter the tent.
I think he actually, for the first time, he's not like just keeping writing when you walk in. He actually like has his hands on his desk and like his head kind of cocked. Then he turns and looks at you as you walk in. Good morning.
You are Alan, yes?
Yes. We've spoken before, have we not?
We have not, actually. My name is immaterial, but it has come to my attention that you have put Bammy in a great deal of danger, and that cannot be allowed to happen.
Alan turns around in his chair, squints at you. No, I recognize you. You have a different manner about you. You ticked my alarm spell differently than he has in the past. Who are you? Or may I ask, what are you?
You might call me a passenger of sorts. I am part of Bammy. And as I have said, it is unacceptable that you have put him in this danger, so I am here to rectify that.
And in what manner do you intend to rectify your situation?
I am here to bargain for the antidote.
Well, you are different from Bammy, that is clear. What do you have to offer me?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious that something interesting is happening here. Bammy, for all his good qualities, is not the best actor and would not be capable of doing this. He is, well, I suppose let's cut to the chase. I will offer you the opportunity to examine whatever this is in exchange for the antidote for Bammy and his companions.
Whatever it is, am I to assume that you are in fact ignorant of it as well, or to some extent?
Oh, Alan, you can't expect a girl to show all her cards, can you?
I like you. As it stands, though, I already have a deal with Bammy. He is going to investigate the oasis for me, along with his compatriots.
Oh, he still will. Bammy is quite fond of this town and would be quite upset if the water was no longer potable for them. But think of this as more of a guarantee of sorts.
Ooh. Roll a persuasion check. With advantage.
Can do. Let me make sure I'm using the right sheet. That was... Okay, so that was a 20 for regular, and again, 10. So, non-natural 20.
Okay. Alan just looks at you and just... I believe I've found myself, for the first time in many years, something of a peer. All right. How am I going to have any guarantee that you'll come back to me? That I may study you?
We can start the examination now, if you wish. Bammy did spend a great deal of the day sleeping, so he will be quite rested if this goes through the night.
Well then, let me administer the antidote that there will be no interference with my perusal. Take a seat. He waves a chair out for you. And we'll just fade to black here. Some time passes, and you, Alex, whoever you are, you may do as you will. You leave Alan's tent. There is some lingering, sort of almost like a slight pre-flu kind of a feeling. Whether that's related to the antidote or the various spells and things that he casts, it's just a slight soreness, a little bit of a headache. But you leave his tent cured, according to his word.
So part of the idea would have been to have the other antidotes or set it up somehow so that regardless of the outcome of the Oasis mission, the rest of the party gets the antidotes, and that he does not tell them, and he does not tell Bammy about
Ooh.
this visit.
All right. With your 20, because I was anticipating it as like cure Bammy in exchange for this. But you rolled a 20. So
Yep.
he agrees. And you, not Bammy, are free to do with the rest of your evening as you like.
She will go back to the oasis, attempt to rebury herself. She is not adept at it as Bammy is, but settle back in. She does have practice in keeping up these appearances.
Okay. Night finishes. Morning breaks. And the city once again comes to life. Is that the one I want? Nope. This is the one I want. There we go. You all awaken as people are coming and going, leaving the Rogers round for work, going to continue their travels. You all have a date to meet with Beluissant. Thank you, Joseph, for the NPC named Blue as well. So it's morning. What do you do?
Right. So, what are we supposed to do again, everyone?
We were gonna go meet with Blue.
Mm-hmm.
She was going to help us get down into the water by turning into fish. Like Willow looks a little bit concerned at this.
Oh, all right. All right. Well, let's go do that then.
Let's get some answers.
Yes.
Does Cole like strike a pose and everything? Yes.
Yes. Sometimes at everything.
Power pose.
Okay, you guys just
It's all
go.
interesting by the day, Cole.
Okay. Cade, Genevieve, doing anything this particular morning? Anything wanted to do?
No. I think I am good. I think there are a couple of spells. I actually, because the way things worked out in the last session, I had already pre-prepared my spells, so I do that in the morning.
Great.
Or what equates to morning. Otherwise, I think that's it.
What equates to morning, but Cade does not agree.
Yeah.
Willow, did you want to have done anything? Said your
Um,
prayers, perhaps.
Yeah, no, I said my prayers last night.
Of course.
Yeah. Just gonna walk over. And maybe when Sean gets back, she wants to chat up with Cade for a minute.
Okay. Do you guys want to do that like while you're having breakfast at the Rogers round? Like the young serving girl who has served you guys a lot is coming and bringing you guys your food, you eat. Or did you want to do it like you just kind of grabbed a quick breakfast to go and you're waiting at the Oasis? How do you want to do this?
Maybe just while we're walking over to the Oasis.
Okay. We'll wait then.
Oops. Sean, come back.
Bammy, you wake up in the sand right where you left yourself.
Yep, and he will go and join his companions in the tent for some breakfast.
Okay, like you walk all the way to the Rogers round. They're just quickly grabbing some like to-go breakfasts to go meet you at the Oasis, and it's just kind of like, oh, hey.
Breakfast burritos.
Yeah.
Don't eat too heavy, or we don't want to sink.
That'll
That's-
affect
that-
things.
I don't think that's how that works. I've heard multiple times you don't eat and then go swim because you'll get a cramp, but I've never come across that, so... I know.
I'm not the expert here.
I'm
Sorry.
not either.
Will's gonna stop eating at that suggestion.
Oh, I don't want to sink.
Bammy just keeps eating.
I was like, I ain't worried. I swim good. Okay, go ahead, Willow.
So Sean, while we were walking over to
I'm so sorry, everybody, except Willow and Bammy. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
All right. I rolled 10.
That's
Okay.
a 14 for Cade. And a 6 for Jen.
Okay.
16.
All right. So for Cade and Amon, if I'm remembering this correctly, you wake up feeling a little bit off, just that kind of feeling of like you woke up on the wrong side of the bed kind of a feeling, but nothing super awful. It's just like a little bit. Cole and Genevieve, you feel a little bit fuzzy-headed. Like it's a little bit harder to think things, like to reach conclusions that you normally would, just not quite as on your game today. And like as you're grabbing your food and stuff, your hands just feel a little bit colder than normal, like you're not quite getting the blood circulation that you should be. But yeah, you guys are walking toward the oasis. Go ahead, Willow. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. That's unfortunate for everybody else.
Sure is, isn't it?
Hey, Cade.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been other creatures before. Does it hurt to change into another thing? What is it like? I've only ever been myself.
Well, I've only done it like through my own abilities. Never had it done to me before. So from my experience, it doesn't hurt much. It's more uncomfortable than anything. Like fitting a much larger sandwich into a much smaller container, if you're going that way. But you're gonna feel it, but you should be fine.
Okay.
I think.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay. Slightly nervous.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that helped a lot. Okay, you guys make it to the oasis. It's still fairly early morning. The people who are just like the hardest workers, like the more manual people who need to be up early, bakers, and other people who are trying to avoid the heat of the day, are oot and a boot, but Blue has not quite arrived yet. Are there any preparations you guys want to do yourselves? Any strategizing or anything while you wait? If no, I can fast track this. I just wanted to give you guys an opportunity if you wanted it.
So we're going to be turned into different underwater creatures, correct?
Yes.
I've, again, never actually had that happen. I'm going to guess that we can't actually fight as these creatures in case something happens.
It depends on what we're fighting, I guess. I mean, if we're fighting little minnows and stuff, I think we should be all right. But hopefully we're just on a fact-finding mission for knowledge. Why do you think there's going to be a fight?
Yes, I always think there's going to be a fight.
Oh.
Plus, I do mean someone or something has been poisoning this water supply. I highly doubt they have just poisoned it and then left it be. There's going to be something. There has to be, now that I've said it.
Well, I don't know that I have that. So the spell that Blue was casting was protection against evil, and good. But in this case, and that seemed to help out the pool. I don't know. I don't know that one. I don't know if I could know that one. It seems like you have to make some sort of deal with one up in the sky there. So
So like, and he points to Willow, like, you might be able to? I mean, not today, of course. I don't want to say that, but like, it's something you could do because of your divine.
Yeah, I've done it once or twice. It's been a while, but I think I could do that.
How long was that? that puppy last?
Not very long. Maybe 10 minutes.
Okay.
Wait, just kidding, not 10 minutes.
Yes. So we'll definitely want to wait until we know what's going on. And I'm going to quietly, loudly cast mage armor upon myself.
That's great.
It's a good idea, I think. I just wanted to make sure before we got into the water and then things went completely awry and didn't go swimmingly. It didn't.
No, that's the first one of the night. Congratulations.
I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't overthinking things of, yes, I can be this creature and then still be able to stab something in.
Well, she said you can end this spell by your will. You can just end it whenever you want. So that's something for us all to remember.
It's good to remember. Thank you for that.
Like if we get,
it's like I wasn't even here last time during this conversation.
It's similar. It's very similar to that sort of scenario. Yes. So yeah. I don't know how else to prepare. What about you, Mr. Cade, sir?
Cade needs to remember which button to press to unmute himself. I don't really have much for protecting us from down there. Here's my question. She said she could do the animal stuff and the water breathing. No reason we shouldn't do both, right?
Correct.
Okay.
By my estimation, we definitely should do both.
Okay, because I'll elucidate some things, because first time some of you have probably done this before. When you get hit real hard, when you're like this, you're going to turn back into your normal self. And I imagine at some point we're going to get hit real hard. So it would be nice, unless any of you can breathe underwater normally. Probably a good idea. I can also, before she puts the mumbo jumbo on us, I can cast a spell of my own that might make us a bit sneakier going through. Did it the other night. Some of you might remember. That lasts for an hour? Yes, an hour. So, might help, especially with the not getting smacked real hard. Otherwise, nope. I got nothing.
Well, so this is what I suggest. Once we get into the water there, I think if one of you, I don't know this one, but between the two of you, Kate and Willow, do either of you know how to make light happen upon a thing?
Oh, yes.
And she touches her little pendant and casts light on it, so it's bright.
Well, first off, love that. It's fantastic. Secondly, I think you should cast that on my familiar.
On your what?
Oh, it's playing in the water over there. Before we get in, we'll just if you want to cast it on it, we can have that lead the way.
Oh, okay. Was that the fish from the other day?
Yes. Currently the only fish in these waters. Well, until we get into it.
He must be so lonely.
That's a possibility.
Unless, of course, he got caught.
That's also a possibility.
He did not get caught. I'm pretty sure they left him alone. Him, they.
Oh, it is what it is.
Okay, good. I didn't want to be rude.
Okay, so you guys, amidst this talking, Blue does come up and join you. And now, in broad daylight, you can finally see what she actually looks like, which is...
A robot.
A robot. No. A half-orc. Her skin is very blue. It's like teal, kind of a. That's not true. Okay, so it's like a teal blue, and then like toward like palms of her hands, undersides of her arms, kind of across the center of her face a little bit. It's more of a greenish blue. She is very poised as she arrives. Empty-handed, wearing a very thick traveler's cloak, almost like a poncho that was made like cloak length and then open in the middle. So like they're not really sleeves, just kind of holes that her arms comes out of. She's wearing simple clothing, but those of you who wear heavy armor or have seen enough of people wearing armor, you can tell she's wearing some sort of armor underneath it. She's got like a scarf and like this long pendant with some sort of a symbol dangling down. Which Willow, you just know is the symbol for Ortessa. It's like an antler almost, but like it also kind of looks like a root. It's supposed to look sort of ambiguous like that. She walks up, her hair's like her dark hair, long, is just kind of put up in sort of like a half bow, and the rest is like hanging down. Good morning. I hope you all are ready for whatever will happen today.
The blue thing makes sense now.
Yes. That is why a lot of people prefer to call me Blue. It is easier to say, and it is humorous.
That's very beautiful.
Thank you. As are you. So, if you all are ready, I also am ready to help you.
I finished my sandwich, so I'm good to go.
Charming.
Should I jump in the water first, or...?
It would probably be best if you all are probably up to your knees or thereabouts.
Okay.
I will most definitely do that.
All right, and Cole reaches into the water and picks up his familiar and kind of like offers it and like to Willow.
This little fish is like, oh my gosh!
Now just like dunk it back in. And
Oh, okay. I haven't tried it on a thing before. Try to cast light on the fishy.
I'm pretty sure the fish will choose to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the fish is luminous fish. So luminous.
Fish.
So just kind of like,
Yeah.
just put it in the water, dunk it in the water.
From like all angles, it's just like a flashlight.
Okay.
Oh.
Well then, first things first. She holds her holy symbol and starts like tracing some runes in the air, which those of you with arcane persuasion can see like just very, very, very faint, almost like trails where her fingers have been. You can almost make out the runes in the air, but the rest of you just see like her hands moving. And then after a while, say 6 seconds or so, she quickly taps every one of you, and like just like her touch is just almost blistering cold. You just instinctively take a breath inward. Nothing else seems to happen, and then she lets go of her holy symbol. All right, now
Cole's gonna scoop up some water and just dunk his head on the water and go like take in a breath, like just.
And you can breathe.
Yay!
Just, it's magic. You didn't grow gills or anything. You can just breathe.
Yay! Just want to check that.
Yep.
Gotta check that here.
And she just kind of rubs her hands together. For the outer part. Reaches into her cloak, seems to fiddle around several pockets. And you guys can see, like, it's just so many pockets in this cloak. Pulls out a scroll. Kind of puts her thumb underneath a wax seal that seems to shimmer in the light. It's very fine make. Unrolls this parchment and begins to read. And again, it takes, I don't know, maybe a minute. I'm not sure how scroll reading works. All right, Cole, you try to capture it. And you do. She reads it, and she needs to make a skill check.
I just hope he does that, though, thinking he's sneaky.
Whistles. She's a little distracted. Okay, and she's like her brow knits and she seems to get like a little bit like a little sweaty on the brow a little bit. Kind of takes her hand off, like has to like push her hair out of the way, like seems to get a little nervous for a minute there. But
Phyllis says a little prayer under her breath.
then before y'all know it, there's this sort of sensation like you're just really tired all of a sudden. Like just her chanting in this language you don't understand. It's just really soothing, and you just kind of close your eyes and like blink, like, whew, like just kind of gonna rest my eyes for a second. And then when you open your eyes again, you are underwater, and y'all are fish. Bammy, you find yourself, you swim around. You guys all kind of look over at each other as you realize where you are, and there is a big old goldfish, essentially like a koi fish in place of where Bammy was. There is a seahorse, beautifully like rose gold kind of a pink with a little horn sticking out of its head where where Cole was. There is this energetic little clownfish, and where Amon was, I believe a stingray, dark gray, almost blue. Genevieve is this elegant bioluminescent jellyfish, just swimming around, so pretty in the water. And Cade is this sleek, long nurse shark. As y'all look around and behold each other, that is what you behold. And there's this really glowy fish just like floating around by you guys.
Yeah.
Does Cade have the hat?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
This nurse shark with this very small and almost like magnetically attached.
I like
really
to think, because again, I don't know the spell that well. There's something to do with like people that can shapeshift in the spell and how like that interacts with you. So I imagine I was able to influence it a bit to keep that.
I just think that's canon. Like whenever a druid changes shape by their own will or anyone else's, it's just this thing. They have a tell.
They keep their hats.
So, I think the glowing fish swims over to Cade, and tries to wriggle under the front part of his hat, and kind of like push it up slightly, so it kind of makes it like a hooded lantern. So it's just like a beam straight out in front of Cade.
So is he going under my hat and then?
Yeah, he's gonna get under your hat, like maybe stick his head out, like underneath the brim. Like if I had a, do I have a hat?
This is beautiful and I love it.
Yeah, no.
So like this head, like.
The nurse shark looks a little annoyed at first, but doesn't resist. This is funny.
So, yeah, for now, for now, just like we'll put that on your headlight, and then maybe later he'll leave and lead us more. But for now, I think it might be nice to have a directional.
I'd like to try to see if I can concentrate real hard and use my mind powers to communicate with anyone else.
Yep. You can telepathically message anybody.
Sweet.
However, they cannot respond.
Damn it.
Because that's not how it works, I'm pretty sure.
No, it's not.
Can we retroactively have developed a system for this?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, Cole, you were saying...
Yeah, I had a whole eel language for this, but what we could do is... Cade, if we talked about the fish beforehand, you could use kind of like jiggle the hat and like cover up the light and like signal us with like light flashes, basically.
Morse code. Yeah.
So
Okay,
I can ask people a series of yes or no questions, and then I guess how would you? Well, so you're responding back to me, so you're having.
Oh, as far as how that works out, it's
I'm sure
down or side to side.
You guys spend a few minutes in the water getting used to being fish.
Just like yes.
I mean, you could get yes
like
or no.
Swim counterclockwise once for yes, clockwise once for no.
And Bammy's just like clocks.
Bammy has just started swimming towards where the water filters in.
Like, oh boy.
And then Blue is just out of the water, just kind of like waits to see if you guys want to like any sort of signal from her. She like it kind of gets a little bit like embarrassed and awkward, like I didn't plan for this part.
Okay, I'm gonna do a majestic 2-inch leap out of the water.
Oh man. Oh, by the way, you guys all, just for the simplicity's sake, you all use the hunter shark statistics. But in place of bite, it's going to be appropriate for you. Like Amon, you'll be a sting. Willow, you'll probably just be like a headbutt.
Hunter shark.
And it's an SRD, so y'all should be able to. So hit points wise, stats wise.
Okay.
Just because I don't feel like making up jellyfish or nurse shark or koi fish stats.
Sounds good. All right. Ooh.
I also tried to memorize this feeling so that I could do this on my frickin' own one day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I don't understand how I don't know how to do this.
Oh my gosh, I don't even think I added. Oh, shoot. Okay, cool. You guys mind if we go on break real quick?
Sure.
I just need a real quick break.
Okay, certainly.
Okay.
We will go on break, everyone, and be right back. Well, how long do you need?
Just like 5 minutes.
We'll be right back in 5 minutes. Stay tuned.
Thank you, everyone, for being patient with us. Welcome back to Tidefall, episode 4. Okay, so our party, when last we left our heroes, they just became fish. Y'all are now fish. You're basically seeing the world from this really weird perspective now. You're a lot smaller, for one thing. The largest of you is size small, probably. That's probably Cade, I think. Anyway, most of you are tiny, and you're just in water. You're just seeing stuff. Everything is huge. There's this warbly image of blue above the water that you can just barely see. Like, she waves, and then she just kind of sits down cross-legged and just waits at the water.
Bammy starts leading the way as a koi.
I think as soon as Cole notices that Bammy has already left some time ago, I think he starts to blub 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 after him.
Okay. You guys all filter into these openings in the rock that is surrounding the oasis. It's a tight fit sometimes, kind of like when you're hiking through the Narrows and you kind of have to like suck in and you get a little bit scraped. It doesn't actually cause any damage, but it's just a little uncomfortable.
It's the loading screen for a video game where you have to go through the tight passages.
Yeah. And you swim this way. You swim this way for probably a couple of hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So these tunnels just go. They're full of water, and you're kind of swimming against the current sometimes. Like, it's just ebb and flow against your faces. The tunnel curves.
I think Cole gets probably a little claustrophobic or like slightly panicky halfway through.
Yeah, because the light would wear off after an hour.
Yeah. But fortunately, Genevieve is bioluminescent.
Yeah. And I think if we're all using the same sheet, then we all have dark vision for a little bit too, but still it's creepy.
It is kind of creepy. It's just these twisting tunnels, and you guys kind of get to forks in them sometimes. They all end up looping back together. I would say probably Cade and Bammy can sort of sense Cade because you're familiar with like how nature works and it isn't weird for you to be in this form. Bammy because you know how nature works, survival skills, etc., etc. You notice that you're kind of going uphill, and you go this way for a couple hours until. Cade, did you ever get a chance to cast Pass Without a Trace? I know you wanted to.
I did.
So I'm okay with having that.
I did want to, but I forgot.
Also, it would have run out by now anyway.
So I'd rather just go with the fact that I forgot. But
okay. All of you guys, if you want to, I think you were all saying that you wanted to be kind of stealthy because Amon had talked about bites. So go ahead and roll stealth if you're being stealthy.
I'm gonna get some actual dice
And
since I don't have it.
Use the nurse shark,
Hunter shark.
hunter shark thing.
Yeah, so
plus,
it's just
plus a 1.
just plus 1.
But add our proficiency if we have it.
Yeah, add proficiency if you have it.
5.
I nearly rolled a D200. That is a 16 for the koi fish.
11 for the seahorse.
Scoot. 15 for the whatever I am.
Stingray.
Stingray. That's it.
Sorry, 15.
Yeah.
And Willow, what was yours again?
11.
Bammy?
16.
Okay. Cade?
20.
Nice. And Genevieve?
9.
That makes sense, seeing how she is glowing.
She's gonna hate me for these terrible rolls.
the panicky clownfish gets trapped up in the jellyfish. It's like, ah!
Oh, no. She tries to be like pat, but it's also like
it's like
no, die, I'm dying.
Okay, so you guys are going. I will keep the perception that you guys have though, because your brains are the same.
Sure.
So, Cole, while you're panicking, and Cade, kind of while you're keeping an eye out, in these craggy rocks that you guys pass sometimes, it doesn't mean much at first. It's just like sometimes it's just particularly dark in here. It's as you're going through for the first probably like hour and a half, it's very bland. There's nothing here, just like rocks and water and whatever. About the 2-hour mark, Cade and Cole, some of the shadows are a little longer. And every now and then you see an uncomfortable amount of eyes just like glinting back as you pass by. Nothing seems to move at you. It's just these amorphous shapes and some like eyes that are just like reflecting the light of Genevieve as you guys pass by.
Okay.
As you continue swimming. This is just every now and then.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, now that I'm sufficiently freaked out, I will send my familiar ahead of us about 30 feet, or I can go farther than that. I'm going to go 60 feet in front of us. And I'll periodically check in through its eyes, try to get some advanced warning on anything.
Okay. So pretty much you guys notice the first one about the 2-hour mark, and you're just like, whatever that was. And then some minutes pass, probably like almost 20, 30 before you see another.
If that's happening, not to interrupt, but can I go towards those eyes? And
yes.
Yeah. I want to go towards
you
them.
Absolutely can.
And see what's looking at me.
Okay, so this nurse shark just kind of sharks on up to these blobbies. And as you get close, the dark spots in the wall like kind of retreat into one form. And roll me an active perception, please.
Alrighty. Oh, that's a 1, but I get to re-roll those.
You sure do.
That one's much better, so I'll be an 18.
Okay, so it's you see it's this shape, and it is some sort of creature, and it kind of looks like it's trying to emulate maybe an eel, maybe a starfish. Like it's trying to. It looks almost like something from nature, but not quite. It's inky black, and it has just an uncomfortable amount of eyes. And they don't seem to be aligned in any particular way. There's just some eyes on the front. And as you get close, it kind of rears, kind of seems to want to suck itself into the wall a little bit more, and it retreats from you. But if you get too close, some sort of tendril just kind of goes out and weakly slaps towards you.
Okay.
But it'll only reach out maybe a few inches away from it.
But this doesn't look like a creature or anything. This looks like...
It doesn't look like a natural creature. It looks like it's emulating a natural creature, but it is not natural.
All right.
That you know
of. Something supernatural, you might say.
You might say.
All right, I'm gonna communicate this back to everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you guys are now aware that there are some weirdo creatures hugging the walls.
Okay, I'm gonna definitely get my familiar and get right up in it because I want to get as close as I can safely.
To look at this thing?
Yes, I want to study it. Through the eyes of my fam.
Okay, roll. I say you should roll an investigation because you were you were told what it looks like. You know what you're looking for. Now you're just trying to deduce something about it.
Okay.
I'm gonna back up my two buddies.
Okay. And
so this stingray's just no.
Again, this is the familiar doing this, with its little fishy eyes getting right up next to it.
What kind of fish is it? Is it a little anchovy, this cute little thing?
Yeah.
That's adorable.
20.
Dang, boy. Okay, so as you get up close to it, and you're making sure your familiar is darting around it, you can tell it is uncomfortable in its position, but seems to not have the energy or desire to be able to move. So it probably doesn't have the ability to attack you, but it doesn't seem nice.
Okay.
Especially because it like sort of weakly tries to like bat at your familiar as it gets close, and it sort of slithers along the wall. Like the tendrils all like suck in and kind of slithers. It's like a weird combination of an eel and an octopus.
Okay.
It's kind of what it looks like.
Like I'm picturing living seaweed right now.
Kind of. It is jet black, almost like what ink looks like when you drop it in water.
Yeah.
It kind of seems to try and get into like a more advantageous position, and like as it kind of like rolls, you notice it has this like horrible like maw on the bottom side of it, like a lamprey. But it's trying to like bat at the little familiar or anything that gets close, but it doesn't seem to have much energy where it's at. And that's what Cole finds out, and he was going to do with that knowledge what he will do, as I assume all of you continue on.
Yes.
Okay. You go on for another probably an hour. And again, these things, you see them, Cade and Cole. And now that you guys have been pointed out, I'd say everyone, but probably Genevieve. Genevieve's just like spiraling with her like glowy tendrils, like being as beautiful as possible in the water.
She don't have eyes, so it's probably hard.
She can still see all the way around, though, 'cause
Yeah,
jellyfish
no,
are crazy cool. So you guys can all notice this now that Kate has described it to you, pointed it out, and Cole has gotten a look at it and been like, yeah, they do this thing. As you were continuing forward, you start to see more and more of them more often. It's still like one, and then like 20 minutes later, another one. And after now, it's like you might see a couple of them. And then like 5-10 minutes later, you might see a few more. And as you're going, it's like some of them are kind of undulating like seaweed. And my music stopped. Rude. And like they're whatever tentacles or tendrils, whatever they have, like are kind of like waving. And as you get close, they like slowly start to like reach out at you a little bit farther, the farther you go into this tunnel. Also,
Are they bigger at all, or are they all about the same size?
about the same size.
Okay.
It's just like the farther in you go, the less weak they are.
I think I know what's happening.
Yeah. And I'd say Cade, Cole, and Bammy, you start to sense like the water gets a little bit thicker the farther you swim. It's been really cold this whole time, but every now and then there's like almost like an eddy of warm, thick water, and you like sense like salt water is mixing in with this fresh water that you're swimming through. And the farther you're going, like the more it's salt water and the less it's fresh water. So after, I think probably like 4, maybe 5 hours, the tunnels you've been in have like gotten thin, they've gotten wide, they've twisted, they've done all sorts of weird things. They've been sharp, they've been soft. Finally, like it opens up, starts to get wider and wider, this one that you're in, and it doesn't tuck back in like it has before. And you seem to be dumping out into a large cavern. And for the first time, there is some other light besides Genevieve's bioluminescence. Somewhere far ahead and like above you, as the tunnel like opens up, like as in now it's starting to feel more like there are walls going out and like a ceiling sort of feeling as opposed to a tunnel. And it's just like open water and a very faint light trickling through the water from far away. I was going to try and describe this a little bit more. Let me see. Maybe I should just move you guys. Yeah, so I'll say if you guys swim out a little bit, get a good look, you can see for the first time that there is a surface of the water, as if there is some portion of this chamber, wherever you are in, that has air, and it's not fully submerged in water. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So there's a surface above, like an air pocket.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So you finally reached a spot where the water is like has leveled out and there is air.
And do we still see the eyes?
Yeah. As you kind of are poking your heads out of this tunnel like little fishies in a fish tank, poking out your little safe spot. The floor here is very dark. Like there are a lot of just like blobbies. And I should say, when you have seen these, the eye formations on all of them have been kind of different. Like roughly the same idea, but they just almost kind of look like slapdash or like thrown together, like not the clean cut look of nature, like something that's perfectly organized, that sort of a thing. Trying to figure out what else to describe. I don't know if you guys swim into it or if you're hanging out in the tunnel a little bit trying to get your feel of it, but there are like some rock formations in this water that kind of go out of the surface and continue on. Like this is some water-worn cavern that has some sort of different rock that has eroded away now and has different formations in it, like hollows and things. And far ahead of you, there is some like main rock formation that goes up into what is probably some small island, like plateau sort of land. And that is where like the light seems to be coming down from.
Bammy's gonna swim that way and just bloop, over the surface, see what he sees, and then determine based on that if he's gonna plop onto land.
Great. Does anyone else want to do anything while Bammy just starts swimming?
Every time we got close to these creatures, they seemed to like swipe at us, right?
Yes.
At first, they were kind of weak, but as we got further into this, they kind of got a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
How far can they reach? Did we?
At this point, they've been like inside of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have had to actually like dodge around their motions.
Okay.
Like they can reach several inches out from the wall now.
Okay.
And I will say, Cade and Cole, as you are looking over this cavern chamber that you find yourselves in, the ones on the ground of this chamber are moving. They're like swimming around a little bit more freely, almost like little like flounders on like the surface and like kind of going over each other. Like they're moving a lot more freely in here than they were in the tunnel.
Yeah, he's gonna back up Bammy, but he's going to keep an
To
eye.
bite his tail, make sure it doesn't swim out.
Well, he's gonna follow Bammy, but he's going to keep an eye on the floor to see if anything like comes up from beneath to try to grab them.
Are you trying to be stealthy? Is that what you're telling me?
Can I be stealthy right now?
You can certainly try.
Yeah, I'll try it.
And Willow's just gonna like swim up and like maybe like pop her head out in the little area where there's air.
Just like straight above you, above the tunnel.
Yeah, just kind of go up there.
19.
Okay. Bammy, are you also going to be stealthy now that Amon has like caught up to you and like made stingray motions of like, I'm going to try and be stealthy. You want to also try and be stealthy?
He'll start by poking his head out, see what he can see, and then probably just go ahead and do a little breach.
Okay, so just like swimming straight up kind of thing, like get a blip and go back down. So Willow and Bammy, you swim above to kind of get a survey over the surface. Hold your breath, and then go over. And what you see is roughly 200 feet away, there is like that rock formation in the center does plop up to like I say shallow. I don't know how to describe it. Just like a little bit of land, maybe a few inches, maximum like a foot over the water. It's maybe 10, 20 feet across, not a perfect circle. And then there is some sort of pile of rocks, almost like a trail marker sort of a situation.
Yeah, like a camera.
Yeah, and then there is something on that little ramshackle tower of stones that is emitting bright light. And both of y'all make a perception check for your perceivings.
Yeah,
as
I
opposed to
probably would have come up closer, like try to stay along the edge of the wall. Like,
Okay.
I'm inward, but just so you know, I'm closer to the wall.
Okay.
That is an 8 for
Okay.
Bammy.
Perception?
Yes.
18.
Okay. So Willow, as you're kind of circling around Bammy, that's pretty much all you see. You see the continuing, like, again, hard to describe, like rock formations of just not columns because they're like twisty and like going off in angles. And there is water kind of dripping down from the ceiling on top onto this little island that is there. Willow, as you're circling around, you just barely at this distance catch some sort of shape passing underneath the light of the tower, like some sort of something like crawling. It's not like I say tower, it's maybe a few feet tall.
I mean, it's a tower to us because we're tiny.
Yeah. But there is something on that island with that light, just dispersing it, like casting a shadow your way, and so you determine that something is there moving, but you can't tell what it is.
Okay.
Do you guys swim down?
I have no way to relay this information. But yeah,
You guys have a primitive communication system. Like swim counterclockwise and then do an S for danger or something.
The main thing I'm thinking about now is because we know we can drop the fish forms at will, but if we drop the fish forms in this cavern, that precludes going back the way we came. So I think Bambi wants to try and swim the perimeter, see if there's anything that indicates there might be another way out of here other than where we came from.
Okay, great. Roll investigation.
So good at that.
I'd also communicate at this point that if I change out of the form, I can at least change back into something small enough to get out and be able to read the underwater. So,
That's true.
does anybody want me to go up top and see what's going on up there? Yeah.
Fish nods.
Wiggle, yes.
All right. Well, I'll see what they see first, and then I'll go up.
Okay. So yeah, you determine the same thing. You kind of, I'm assuming you guys are still hugging the wall kind of a deal. So Cade, you swim up, you get that same view of the cavern. There's this generous air pocket, probably 20, 30 feet up. But it's an enclosed cavern, water dripping down from somewhere toward the center of the room onto that island. Glowy thing on a little stack of rocks. And I have no idea how Willow would have communicated to you that there was a thing. So would you like to make me a perception check?
Sure. Nope, that's an 11.
Okay, that's what you see. What you see? There's some sort of light over there. And there are swimmy things, those black swimmy things on the bottom of the cavern floor.
So nobody else has said that they saw anything at this point?
Well, I think Willow and Bambi went down and came down and were like, we looked.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if Willow maybe, sure, she like swam in a spiral and was like, there's something. Like, alert. Like, whatever primitive communication you guys have, she was like, alert.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will swim over to the land mass. So there's an island at the center, and then there's stuff around the edges. There's like a ledge around the edge or something.
Yeah, so like it just kind of, there's just some sort of weird rock formation. There are like holes in it, and it just goes up above the water. It's about 10, 20 feet wide in parts, depending.
Okay.
And just kind of drips down into the water.
Okay. I'll swim up to the center thing where the light's coming from. I don't know why I'm doing this like I'm a dog.
Doggy paddle. So as you're starting to get close, there is a moment as you're swimming that you guys, all of you are on high alert, so I'm just assuming that all of you can see this. Kate, as you're swimming toward the landmass, all of the little black fishes on the ground kind of like pause in their swimming, and they like stop moving and kind of slowly start continuing swimming. And then the surface of the water ripples a little bit as some sort of something breaches the surface by the landmass, and you see this crustacean-y sort of a face, duck down and like look around.
I'm just a fish.
You are just a fish, but he's going
With
to
a
try.
top hat.
He's going to look for you, whatever it is. Would you like to roll me a stealth or something?
Oh man!
Because you did have slight advance warning of like seeing these little fish stop swimming.
My awesome stealth check for earlier doesn't carry over.
The situation has changed.
Yeah, no, that's fair. No. What is that? It's a +1, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so
unless you're proficient. Are you proficient when you're usually Cade?
No, I'm not.
Great.
So that is a 10.
Excellent. So this little head like ducks under the water. It's still a little bit far away for your fishy eyes to see very well. But it seems like there is some sort of like carapace. And there's like some sort of like joint motion as it like ducks under.
Sure.
Looks around. And it seems to take several seconds as it looks for you. And then just barely seems to like kind of looks in your direction and like stops. Kind of like, and you see like two like lobster claws kind of like go into the water, like give it a little bit more leverage. As it like leans a little bit more towards you to see you.
I just try to look casual.
I'm a fish. And then it kind of retreats a little bit. It goes back on the landmass.
Okay.
Cole, what's up? What do you want to do?
I want to check it out.
You want to follow? You want to follow Cade?
I'm going.
Because I was going to keep going towards it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going.
What's Genevieve doing?
Genevieve is probably down there yelling at me and her waving tendrils at me.
How dare you! I was rooting for you!
I don't think... I think she'd be staying, like... Because Willow and Bammy and...
You guys kind of went up to the surface and then kind of... I think you guys kind of grouped back up by the tunnel, I think. Amon, Willow, Bammy. Yeah. And you are seeing all of this happen. You saw some sort of like ripple go across the surface and some sort of shape change at the end there by that landmass. You could not tell what. You didn't see the carapace or anything like that. You just saw like something duck down in.
Yeah, I think she's just sticking out with them.
Okay. You guys still want to huddle? Bammy? You just want to huddle? You just want to wait back here, Bammy?
No, I mean, I think... Yeah, Bammy's gonna go up with the rest of them.
Okay.
Yeah, Amon's gonna try to stealthily get close to this thing.
The central landmass?
Yeah.
I gotta know what it is.
Okay, I'm gonna bring you guys over real quick. Blink. Tell me if the music went away. Is the music still there?
Still there.
Good.
Good deal.
Okay, so Bammy, Cade, and Cole are all going toward the center, right? Amon, are you following or are you sticking to the outside?
Yeah, I'm gonna...
It was 10 seconds ago, but I forgot.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna try to, like, disappear, like, stealth as much as I can and get as close to the central landmass, probably from, like, the opposite side from what they're going.
Okay, so you're, like, circling around the wall to, like, sort of flank it?
Yeah, to see if I can... If it gets into the water again, to see if I can see it while it's focusing on them.
Okay, so since you're on this high alert trying to find a good way to approach and kind of being careful about this, roll me a perception check as you're keeping an eye out and stuff like that.
Let's see. $20, not natural.
Ooh. So while the other three are going toward the landmass, like straight on, Amon, you are circling around, and as you do, and you're kind of like keeping an eye, like, okay, so I'm gonna stick to the wall, keeping an eye on the little things swimming around on the bottom of the cavern. You realize, like, as these things are shifting and moving, sometimes they'll leave like a blank space, and there are a ton of bones. A ton of fish bones. And as you're swimming, like keeping to the edge and realizing this, there are bones just like all over, like craggy, rocky outcroppings, like in this uneven wall surface. And there are just like some fish bones all over there. And you notice there are some fish bodies, like in process of like rapid like decomposition, like the skin is like falling off of the bones. And as you're passing by one in particular, you notice that the flesh of it is like clenching, almost like musculature. And like every time it clenches, it like gets a shade darker. And from one of the fish bones, like the flesh just kind of sloughs right off of the bones and starts swimming with a whole bunch of tendrils at the bottom of the cavern. So, yeah, you just continue circling as you notice this. Cade, Cole, Bammy, are you stealthily approaching? You just going? You're just going to pop up out of the water? What's the plan here, Stanley?
If my stealth check from before indicates anything, that's about how stealthy I'm being going up to this thing.
Okay.
I think I'm probably just gonna breach because I'm both intrigued and claustrophobic from being under the water. So
yeah.
and
Okay.
like kind of the tunnel. So like I'm motivated for lots of different reasons for not still being a fish.
Okay. Bammy?
If as soon as he sees Cole changing form, he's also gonna swim up and mid like majestic koi thing turn back into Bammy and land up on
Dolphin jump.
the island.
Okay, so you guys are both changing into peoples.
I'm gonna change into a peoples.
Okay, so again, as you're swimming out to meet Cade where he is in the water, that same sort of almost like hiccup in the fish swimming underneath happens. Like they're swimming, they stop, and then they keep swimming again. And as you guys are getting closer, all three of you, just before you change to peoples, you see this head, this lobster-like head carapace, like duck down again.
Mm-hmm.
These lobster claws. It goes a bit farther this time. You see a couple other like crustacean-like legs duck in, as almost like what you assume might be the first half of this creature's body. Ducks in and looks around. You guys didn't roll stealth. I'm just going to roll perception for him. Sees Cade again, and as it's looking around, like its head kind of lifts up to notice you guys are kind of going toward the surface, and you see like a bunch of little like tentacles coming out of where like a lobster mouth would be, and lobsters don't have tentacles in their face. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
And just seems to notice all three of you.
Oh, if you said that to dissuade me, you do not know me, miss.
I don't, apparently. So he notices you as you guys are swimming toward the surface, and I'm assuming you dolphin breach, and like 3-point land is Bambi and Cole.
Yeah, except I slip on a rock and skip my knee.
Prove it. Roll acrobatics.
Okay, fair enough. Click, open, and click. I rolled a 13.
That's not too bad. You land, you kind of, because it's a little bit slick because there is water dripping down, but you do it. And Bammy, you're good. You land, you just kind of like punch the ground, and you're like, okay.
I'll also.
How dare you be slippery?
Cade, what?
I'll also change, but I'm not going to catapult myself. I sort of like change and then just like begin to sort of pull myself out of the water.
Okay, so Willow and Genevieve, you notice
Yeah.
from your perch, you can see the water kind of like displace a little bit as Cole and Bammy just like leave the water, and then you see Cade like in the distance. You see a little halfling form appear, and Amon is just out of view. And I think Amon, from your perspective, you can see Cade. Like you're just barely coming around the corner where you lose sight of Cade, but you see him just in time to see him become a halfling. And you're coming around from the back side of it. What's your plan of approach? You just gonna peek as a fish? You're gonna breach as a person? Like, what's going on?
You muted yourself.
The slip of land, is it like an island or a peninsula? Is there a way that I can get behind and then up on the thing itself, like behind this creature?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's only 10, 20 feet wide. It's not super, super huge, but it does dip into the water, so you could like swim up and be like,
yeah, I want to do that.
Okay, and you become a mon, or you're just like the stingray just hanging out.
No, I want to be a mon just because if things happen, I want to have full.
Okay, as you come up and you breach and you become a mon, you can see this creature, large, almost the size of a horse. Large lobster-like body, like this carapace, very dented and like pockmarked. Several like insect-like legs, like a crustacean, but the first 2 pairs end in little like sub-legs, like little toes almost that it walks on. And these big old lobster claws at the front. As like it pulls itself out of the water and just like clacks its claws together, like agitated. And then Cole and Bammy land on the surface of the ground, and it turns and it's just maracas.
Do I know what this creature is?
You can certainly roll me an intelligence check of a kind. You can roll Arcana, Nature, or History. Any of you can.
Okay.
Cole, Bammy, Cade.
Arcana, History, or Nature?
Yes.
I'll go Arcana.
That's a 10 on nature from Bammy.
They're all the same, so I'll try a Nature as well.
18 on Arcana.
Okay.
14 on Nature.
17 on just general intelligence.
Okay. Bammy. It's big and it's probably mean, so therefore it must die. Probably. Amon, what was it? 14? What was it?
14 Nature.
Okay. It is not a lobster. It's not an octopus. With that you determine it is not probably not naturally occurring. Probably. Cade, what was your roll? 17? and it was just generally nature or intelligence.
Dealer's choice.
You determine this thing is it's from this plane, kind of similar to the other globbies that you saw before. It resembles a natural creature, almost like it was made to resemble a natural creature. So somehow you determine that this creature was made on the material plane, so it's technically native, but something else made it. And there's like something niggling in the back of your mind, like some stories you might have heard, but you can't quite remember. Cole, this is called a chul.
No.
Chuul.
I think I have that card, or I knew someone who had a lot of those cards. No, I'm just kidding. It's probably,
It
seems so natural. It's probably not one of the cards, is it?
It is actually just one word you read like one time on a card. That was.
Oh, was on a card. Ooh.
Oh, yes. But it's just like this throwaway thing on a different card for aboleths.
Okay. Yeah.
Aboleths create chul as servants.
Oh,
And
right.
eons and eons and eons ago, when the aboleths ruled the material plane, they were a whole bunch of chul.
Yeah.
But then when the aboleths, their empire was destroyed by the Titans and the gods, the aboleths all vanished or went into what's called the long sleep. And so did the chul. But some chul remained awake to continue the tasks that they were assigned, even though their masters were gone.
oh my god.
So you land and you notice this really quick. There you go. That's what's going on. As this, you land and you see this thing, like basically a horse with this, but like a lobster, these claws, and it's just like kind of backs away from you guys and like kind of like these like tentative like crab snaps at you, like, hey, whoa, like go up, son.
Yeah.
What do you guys do? Are you gonna engage? What's going on here?
Just very quickly to call. I smash.
Wait.
And it's like tentacles like seem to be like twisting and like as the water I guess the water isn't draining out of your ears because you guys became you hear some sort of resonant thing, like almost like something is like really loud sounds against your ears, but it's not, you're not actually hearing loud sounds, just some sort of like resonance emanating from it, some sort of language that you do not speak.
Yeah. Actually, do I have?
I doubt it.
I'm not prepared.
Okay,
It's not prepared.
that's unfortunate.
Is he talking for 10 minutes?
No, he's not. Whatever this is, it like talks, and then it just like kind of snaps at you guys.
Okay. I think he's like, no, don't break it. I want it. I want to keep it.
I do not think this would make a suitable pet, Cole.
I want to study it, though.
Oh, Amon, you were looking for other entrances a long time ago, or Bammy was. Somebody was.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there are other tunnels in this place, and out of one of them is a whole ton of salt water. That's where the salt water's coming from, and it looks new compared to the rest of the cavern, like it was dug out. There you go. What's up, guys? You have like maybe 6 seconds before something happens.
Yeah, this is a flaw of Cole's. He just wants to study this thing.
Well,
Hello,
my
I'm
flaw
Cole.
is violence is my answer to almost any challenge. So, Bammy smash!
Okay.
In the
Go back, go!
in the seconds leading before that, Willow and Genevieve are still down below, so watching everybody just pop up. I think
Yeah.
Genevieve in jellyfish
Wiggle.
form says,
Wiggles up.
maybe we should follow them.
Yep. Perfect. I love it. Okay, so you guys float up, following after, and now everybody roll initiative.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
As Bammy goes to like smash, Amon is like, maybe he's afraid. Never mind.
Jesus, Frank.
Tokens.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, so sorry. I will give them to you really quick. Token layer. Oh, I make him visible too. Bloop.
Oh man, that's a garbage roll. I got a 7.
I forget. Do I get advantage on initiative yet?
Initiative tracker, come in.
Small
What?
stand thing.
What is that? Oh, it's from way before when you guys were fighting
That's not right.
at the druid thing.
Okay, I don't think I have. What is the advantage on initiative? Okay, that's 7th level, so not yet.
Right. All right, did everybody roll? Everybody?
No, I have. That is a 4.
Genevieve?
Getting there. There we go.
Okay, and how do I sort? Descending.
Descending.
Genevieve is first.
Oh god. Is she have time to breach? Or is she still swimming out?
I would say she's still a jellyfish. But I will tell you this. From where she's going, she could see that 3 of the little fishies are swimming up to meet you guys.
Yeah, that's sort of what I thought. So I think she is going to sort of jellyfish to Willow and be like, let's move quickly and try to get out of the water to like at least group up so we're not all split up.
Okay. She breaches. She becomes Genevieve, I assume.
Yeah, I guess.
Unless she wants to be a flat jellyfish.
I don't think she wants to be a jellyfish on the ground. Is it an action to turn back?
I'll say bonus action.
Sure.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, she pops out bonus action to turn back into her
Lovely, gorgeous,
illustrious self. Yeah. And she will use her action to I don't know if she just jump up and attack it right away, so that seems a little bit out there. I think she's going to hold her action at this point. I think she's going to wait. She's going to land there. She's going to see what's going on, see the creature, and she's just going to prepare an Eldritch Blast, seeing what everybody else is doing. So
Okay.
She'll let Bammy take the lead on.
Great. So Cade?
Cade has been here the whole time, and I think Cade is going to brandish his shield and is going to cast a... Yeah, he's going to use his action to create a healing spirit.
Okay. What does it look like? What animal does it emulate?
Preemptively. It's not an animal. It is a tiny winged humanoid. Sort of buzzing there with colorful wings. It's a small little...
Did you make a little fairy? Did
Like
you make
a
a little pixie?
little pixie.
Oh!
Yeah. So it's just a small sort of pixie. It gives off this shimmering sort of rainbow glow around it. And I'm just going to sort of create that just right next to me.
Okay.
That's my action.
Excellent. And that was an action to do?
Yeah, that is my action to create that. I don't know if that did the card for it. So that is just there, preemptively figuring somebody's about to get smashed.
Great. Amon, you are prone on the ground. I'm assuming you already have your daggers out, though. This thing there's like that little stack of stones with that light emanating from it, and this giant lobster man thing.
Has it attacked me yet?
It hasn't seemed to notice you. It seems it's facing off with Bammy and Cole and making these chattering things, and then you see Bammy like pull out his maul, just and so something is imminent. You have seconds to react.
Okay, can I, because it's Amon and one of his flaws, can I hold my action until it starts attacking?
You sure can.
Thank you. That's what
Willow.
I'm going to do.
Willow, you're a seahorse. Swimming up. Genevieve has breached. She is Genevieve.
And I probably saw that there was like ones coming towards us from the bottom.
Yes, you also noticed that.
Ooh. Okay.
They're pretty quick.
Shoot.
I should roll initiative for them. Do this.
Okay. Yeah, she's gonna turn back into herself. And then,
Ooh, well, it's a little late for that.
They were coming from further away.
They sure were. Thank you very much.
Took him a while to
Sloop,
get
sloop.
there. Sloop, sloop.
Okay, so you become yourself on land?
Well, you said it was pretty crowded, so
It's pretty crowded over there.
yeah, so she might stay in the water, but she's gonna like pull out her shield. Maybe.
Okay, so you're you floating with your shield out.
Floating. Yeah, and is gonna I'm gonna action is gonna touch Genevieve and cast guidance.
Excellent.
So she gets 1d4
Okay.
add to something. Let's see.
Okay.
Let me click it. There you go.
Okay. And that's your turn?
Yes.
Perfect. Now it's the Chul's turn. So he's going to reach out, see Bammy get aggressive, kind of like takes a few steps back with his like legs, and then like take a couple aggressive steps forward and just like try and snap at both Bammy and Cole as all these changes are happening.
I think at that point, Genevieve uses her held action.
Okay. And so would him on.
Is using the Eldritch Blast. That's going to be. That's not her shape. That would help. It's a 17 to hit.
That does hit.
Cool.
Roll me some damage.
She doesn't have that.
As she lands, hesitates, waits to see, and then just like unleashes this shimmery green bolt that
Yeah.
twists through the air, spirals elegantly.
Yeah, that's only that's 4 points of force damage.
Okay. All right.
Cool. At seeing this thing is not friendly, Amon's gonna just try to.
Stab it in the back?
Yep.
Maybe cut its legs out from under it? Something like that?
Yeah, hopefully.
Great. Roll me to hit.
23 to hit.
That hits.
Dope. Do I get
Weirdly.
sneak attack on this?
You sure do.
Nice. And that's 2d6.
Cole, you're on deck.
19 points of damage.
Excellent. What type?
Piercing, because it was the
Okay.
rapier first.
Okay. So as you are below, I don't know if you stood up, you kind of crawled forward, just like jabbed your rapier in between some of the plates of one of its back legs, and like the leg kind of like instinctively like jerks up and like shakes out, like pulls out from the rapier, and just like blackish, thick ichor just like starts draining down the leg. Solid hit. And it's still its turn. So it snaps at Cole. Roll to it. Roll to it. Oh, I don't want you to see all those things. 14.
That's not going to hit. It glances off my mage armor.
Great. It like tries to get a grab on you, but then like there's this like reverberation of the magic that's surrounding you and like pushes the pincers off of you. Oh, an 11, Bammy? Didn't think so. And that's what it do. Awesome. Cole, you're up.
All right. Can I see the Ely things from where I'm at? I mean, maybe not.
They're behind you. I don't think you would have noticed. You're kind of distracted by this giant thing that you want to study.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try to do as least surface damage as possible, and I'm going to summon some magic into my hands, and it begins to create a force energy that I alter into lightning.
Ooh!
As I use my altering ability from my subclass and smack the Chul with 3 magic missiles that have been lightning-fied. They look like 3. Each 4, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Sorry, go ahead. They look like...
I kind of just, like, they all look like little lightning dragons.
Fire! Awesome. And they chomp across him and like skitter across the carapace, dig underneath. You see like he shudders, like he's been tased, bro.
Yeah.
He's not a fan of that thing that just happened.
Okay.
Ooh. I'm incorrect. I keep keeping health on 2 different sheets. No, stop. Okay. Anything else you want to do, Cole?
Can't do anything else. Thank you.
Great. Bammy!
Bammy smash.
Follow through with your swing, Bammy.
Yep. Oh, do I want to reckless? Yeah, I'm gonna reckless. So
Do it.
at advantage. Not raging yet because I'd set all my friends on fire.
Ooh.
That is a 14 to hit.
You connect solidly with this beast, but it just reverberates across the carapace. It doesn't seem to do any damage.
And yeah, because I'm not gonna rage and hurt my friends yet. No bonus action.
Okay. Now, those 3 little thingies, one of them is going to swim up to Willow. And it's going to try chomp you. 17.
Dang it, that does hit.
Okay. So this, like, as you're kind of watching it come, you're like trying to dodge it with your shield, like have your shield underwater to like head it off. But it's so quick, it like ducks under you, chomps on your shin.
Ouch.
And does 1 piercing damage.
That's all knob.
Shin damage.
One of them just dives, swims straight for the landmass, leaps free of the water, and as it's arcing through the air, lets out this piercing shriek.
Okay.
And everybody needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Alrighty. Modded 20.
Okay.
That is a 12.
Okay.
14.
Okay.
That is going to be a 8 for Cade and a 15 for Genevieve.
Okay.
5.
Okay, so Willow and Cade, where you are floating in the water, and you've been seeing these things for hours. This one jumps out of the water and just shrieks, and it pierces not only your ears, but your mind, and you done been shook. You are frightened.
Oh no.
Oh.
As this thing like leaps through the air, kind of like fans out in this horrific, black, inky, disgusting,
I get
unnatural.
to roll again if it was frightened.
It is, in fact, frightened,
'Cause
so
I
you
have
may
advantage
roll,
with-
Cade.
Because I am brave.
You sure are.
I'm actually pretty brave. That's a 16.
Yeah, so you done been shook, and then you're like, no! As it like arcs through the air, and you are no longer shook. So Willow.
So am I scared of that one in particular, or all of the scary little guys? How does this work?
It doesn't say on the creature
Okay.
thing.
I'm just scared.
Yeah, you're scared. I'll just say you have disadvantage on stuff until it's shook.
Okay.
Off. Your shook is shook. Yep, that's what that one do. And then the third one, everyone is out of the water except Cade. It's gonna go try and go at Cade. 6 + 5, that's 11.
Oh, that misses.
Okay, so it like kind of wraps around your ankle like it's trying to do something a little fancy, not just chomp you, and you're just like, no! You like shake your ankle, and it's like, ah! And that's what they do. Genevieve is up again.
Okay. On her turn, then, she is going to use her bonus action to cast a hex, and she's going to hex the Chul.
Yes.
And she's going to hex his strength.
Okay.
And then she is going to fire it again.
With Eldritch Blast.
With Eldritch Blast, yeah.
Nice.
No, that probably misses. That's an 8.
Yeah, that misses. So this time, the Chul sees her like doing this casting. I can't remember how she described it before, but some sort of like summery sort of light, like almost fairy lights kind of surround it as she hexes it, I think is how she described it before.
Yeah.
And it like kind of notices and like kind of recoils, but then it focuses on her casting something and just like dodges out of the way of those blasts that she sends at it. Amon.
Cool. So, at this Chul thingy, I'm going to use my bonus action to use Insightful Fighting. It has to make a deception check against my insight. I just put it on the thing.
Okay, roll insight.
And if I succeed, then I can get sneak attack no matter what.
Okay, roll me some insight.
Yeah, 11.
Oh, yeah. This thing is too alien. You have no idea.
Cool. That's awesome. I'm going to try to stab it again.
Okay, do it. $13. Nope.
Okay.
Is this the rapier again?
Yeah.
So you like retract and let go again. Kind of trying to go for the same spot, but this time you glance off of the crustacean-like armor.
That's cool.
Are you still prone or have you stood up yet?
I use my movement to stand up.
Okay, great. Cade, you're up, my dude.
Okay. Willow got hit, right?
Yeah.
She's the only one that got hit so far?
Yeah, she got, I don't even know if she made a noise. It's like
Okay.
Also, do I make a Constitution save?
concentration check
Concentration, yeah.
on guidance. Oh, shoot. Genevieve had guidance. Oh, well, we forgot.
I don't think guidance would have helped that last attack at all.
No, it's only
I don't remember
ability
what it was.
checks.
Oh.
I don't think is it attack rolls too? I'm not sure.
I think that's only bless. I think guidance is just ability checks.
Yeah.
Yeah, ability check.
So if that's the only thing you were concentrating on, then no, because it's gone. It only lasts like a round anyway. Or is it a minute? I don't
I
remember.
think it's a minute.
If you want to hold concentration on it, you can do that for
I
sure.
do. But I don't know what do I just roll?
Just roll a Constitution save.
Okay, maybe we'll get better than my last Constitution save. 9?
Nope. Unfortunately, you fail.
Oops.
The DC is 10.
Ah, that's how that works.
So you get chomped and you're like, that didn't even, what? But you were just so distracted by this little eel thing coming up to you that you forgot to concentrate on the thing that you put on Genevieve.
Alright.
So Kate, it's your turn.
Okay. And then I use my bonus action to move the little healing
Pixie.
spirit, the pixie. So it's occupying the same space as Willow.
Okay.
And so she regains 1d6 hit points. 2 hit points.
Yay.
Great. Back up to full.
And then I'm going to use Primal Savagery on the one that is attacking me.
Do it. Do it.
All right. That is a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. And that'll be 10.
As this thing is like spiraling away from you where you kicked it, your nails grow long and just like shriek acid through the water as you claw at it.
That is 10 points of acid damage.
And it takes 10 points of acid damage. That is not what I wanted at all. Okay. And it's just like, you cut off like 3 of its tentacles. It looks gross. It's not doing very great.
Try to keep it intact. Jeez.
Okay, and then Willow, you are up. There's a little guy near you. Little eel.
Still don't want to do that.
Why did you just... Okay. And
I'm
there's
trying to figure out to add the frightening thing to me. Okay,
You're
well,
feared.
I'm scared. I'm very
Man,
scared.
this is a weird situation.
So I'm gonna try to like maybe swim like around the thing in the center and see if there's like anywhere else, any other land I could get on in this.
Okay, so the little guy near you is going to try and get a chomp as you leave. Ooh, that's a 20.
Oh no.
Oh, yes. And you take an amount of damage equal to 1 piercing damage. Get away from me.
Well,
No,
cool.
let's use that dice.
Nope, it's in
I like that
detention.
one though.
But yeah, you swim away. You're trying to circle the landmass.
I'm just trying to see if there's anywhere else because I don't want to get on the island because
You could probably pull yourself up onto some sort of rock formation that like clears the water, but like it's kind of slanted. It's not super sturdy. It's maybe a few feet across. But you could like pull yourself up to like sit, stand, something. It's not super steady ground, but it's not in the water.
Get out of the water because I'm freaked out.
Okay, you can pull yourself up. I don't think that's very hard, especially with your strength.
Yes. Okay. And I'm gonna try to sense emotions on the creature.
Ooh!
I don't know.
I don't know how it works.
Oop.
Is he
Oh,
a
it's a
humanoid?
Oh shoot.
He is not a humanoid.
Oh, never mind. I didn't see that part. Well,
You would know this. You did not waste your spell.
it's not. It would be like a cantrip.
You did not waste your casting.
I'm gonna cast a spiritual weapon
Yes.
and just sort of near the creature because it's within 60 feet, right?
Just.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to attack the creature with my spiritual weapon, which is
What is the weapon? A spear? Yes.
a big old spear.
Stab it.
Sorry. 12 plus 17.
That hits!
That hits!
Roll damage!
Okay. I don't know what I roll for that.
Me neither.
Okay, let me look at the thing.
Okay, thanks.
I think it's a D10 plus your Wisdom mod. Is it Wisdom added to it?
It's a D8. There you go.
Or is it D8?
D8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. So that is 5 plus. What is my. Oh, so that's 10.
Great.
10
He
force
gets
damage.
Stabbed by this glowy spear from nowhere. This poor guy just doing his job. And that is your turn, Willow. And now it is its turn. It is going to. Let's see here. Yeah, it's going to grab at Bammy, seeing that he has exposed himself. And that is a 21 to hit.
That will hit.
And he pierces you. He does an amount of damage equal to 11. I don't know why it says bludgeoning. But yeah, he like grabs on you and I guess starts to crush you with his little pincer. So what did I say? 11 bludgeoning.
Mm-hmm.
And I need you to make a strength check to see if you're grappled.
Check or saving throw? And
Saving throw.
okay. I'm just double checking.
It's probably a check to break free later if he gets grappled.
Thank you.
It should be fine. That's an 18.
Yeah, you're fine. He like starts to clamp down you and you're like, ugh! But then you like just reach down and pry the pincers off of you. But he still has another attack, so he's gonna go for guess who? Cole. Mother of Santa Claus. That is
Barbara?
13 to hit.
No, I void that with just my plucky dexterity.
Okay, he like grabs the bam. He seems a little distracted, like kind of haphazardly goes at you, Cole, and you're just like, no, I'm too quick. No. Yep. That's all he do. But now you're up, Cole. You just dancily dodged this attack.
Okay, one clarifying question. Have I seen Bammy do his Super Saiyan thing before?
The thing where he lights everything on fire?
Yeah.
Was
I there for that when it happened?
You were not.
Okay. All right. Well, then. Sorry, bud. I'm gonna stay close then.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to. Can I see all the other 3 creatures as well? Like, do I see all 4?
One just kind of flew by, like over your head, like it jumped out of the water. It's like woo, and then splashed back down. So you know that there's something happening in the water.
All right. I'm gonna cast magic missile at 2nd level and hit everybody with fire this time. A dart and the brain bucket.
How often can you do that?
Which part?
Changing it to something else.
It has no limit.
Really?
We can change that if you like.
No, I'm just curious. I was just wondering.
Yeah, you can read it there. The last part where I can change like a saving throw stat, that I can only do once a day. But I can change the damage type.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, so you're burning them all. Toasting them.
All right, so everyone get those 4 get 5 points of fire damage.
All right. So, Cade, as you like claw this one and it goes spinning off and the tentacles are flying off in the water, this like little meteor of fire goes like into the water, hits it, it's like and it just like is smoking in the water and it does not look happy about its life or its choices. It's still alive, but it's not happy about life.
Okay. I'm also feeling less and less confident, and I'm gonna, if I can back away a little bit, probably as far as I can get and still feel safe. Not trying to metagame and get away from Bammy's thing, but just like trying to get away where it can't reach me and claw at me anymore. Okay,
so you're leaving its reach though?
Yeah, I feel like Bammy's engaging it enough.
He's gonna reach for you and try and chomp you with his panzer. 17?
That hits.
Finally!
Just barely.
You take 9 plus 13 bludgeoning damage.
9 plus 13?
No, 13 total.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And you need to make a strength saving throw, my dude.
All right.
As he goes, Bart, you leave when Bart Reynolds says you can leave.
That's an 8.
You are grappled.
Okay.
It's like pincer clamps down on you, and you like kind of reach down, like try and pry it off, or like wiggle away or something, and it just like clamps down harder, and it's got you.
Okay, yeah.
It's claws, literally.
Yeah.
Bammy.
And trouble.
Okay. So, the one time it did pinch me did more than I would have liked it to.
Actually, no, never mind. I can't do that. Never mind. Sorry. Continue.
Okay.
And that makes me angry, so I'm a rage.
Do it.
And I just shockwave of fire as the storm aura takes effect, which
The water dripping down, like it is halved as some of it just evaporates as it gets close to Bammy. The steam starts rising off of the water toward the edge of this plateau.
Yep.
Is there a saving throw for that?
Nope, it just
It
happens.
just happens.
Okay.
But so it's 2 fire damage to all creatures in the aura effect.
In 10-foot radius.
Yep.
Hit me.
I would say not Amon. So yeah, it's just Cole at this point.
Yeah.
Cole and the Chul.
And the Chul, of
I'm
course.
glad you rolled a 2.
It's just always 2.
Okay.
I'm glad it was a 2.
Yep.
Oh no.
It increases with levels, but for now.
Okay,
it's
so that was bonus action, right?
Yep. And now I am going to.
It snapped at you. I don't remember if it hit, but then it snaps at Cole and then snaps again, and you know it has Cole and it's
Yeah, it snapped at me, but it was not able to grapple me. So it's
Right.
It's done damage. I'm going to recklessly attack it again, and this time just go for the claw that is holding Cole.
Okay.
Come on, advantage, work out better this time. That's garbage. That's 15.
That doesn't hit. You're just hacking at this arm, and it looks like the armor is just like repelling the Sagmalo. It's not a good moment.
Yep. And I already bonus action, so that's my turn.
Okay. Now it's the little Eely's turn. So there was one near Cade. It is hurt though. What's it gonna do? It's gonna go for Cade again.
Sure.
It's gonna try and attack you. Probably not with a 14.
Nope.
Yeah. So it comes close, and then it seems to spin around, and something like extends out of it, like some sort of little stinger, but like bounces off of your shield, and then if it had a face, it would be regretting its life. Then the other one is going to swim after Willow, but she is up on a thing. So Willow, you're like paying attention to this, and you look back down for the guy that's following you, and you see a little dark shape come up to the column by you, and then you see tentacles slurp out of the water and start climbing the column after you. It doesn't have enough movement to reach you though.
Oh no.
And then the third one, where did it go? Oh, it jumped. It's gonna swim around and hold its action. Can't do much. Now it's Genevieve's turn.
Okay. Genevieve has an idea. So, trying to get my picture here. She wants to try to thorn whip the Chul, which would allow her to pull it closer. Does she get the feeling that if she pulls this thing closer and Cole along with it, that it might pull at least Cole out of Bammy's fire?
Yeah.
Like might pull him around. Like if the creature's here and they're here and she pulls them forward.
Maybe.
Okay.
It's not a big platform.
Okay. Is she even 10 feet away? Like, could she even pull this
She
thing 10 feet
is,
away?
I think, just at the cusp of 10 feet away because she wasn't affected by Bammy's fire. But so if she pulled the creature toward her, it would probably move it like 5 feet away, but it'd still be within the radius.
Okay. If the distance there is not going to work out, then, all right. So little spell slots.
I know.
I think she is just gonna not waste the spell slot. She's gonna just Eldritch Blast this thing
The beastie. Okay, roll to hit.
again.
She kind of like reaches out, starts casting them, and it's like, no. And then lashes out with those green streaks of force.
Doesn't matter anyway. That's a 7.
And it hits the carapace. It just seems to like bounce off. It just like and hits parts of the cavern. Like little pebbles fall down from the ceiling or the walls.
Yeah.
Amon,
He's gonna try to attack it again.
do it.
21 to hit.
That hits.
I get sneak attack because Bammy and Cole are like right there. 17 points of damage.
All right, piercing.
Yes, piercing.
Okay.
All
All right, it's some like, and you like you dig it under, and you dig so hard like you actually pop off one of the carapace plates, and there's just like it's bleeding. One of its legs is just like flopping. It's not even holding up its weight anymore.
Cool. I'm gonna try to attack it again then.
Do it.
I'm not gonna use my bonus action to disengage yet. 16.
That just hits.
All right, so don't get 8 points of damage.
Okay. Slashing or piercing?
That one is the long sword, so it is slashing.
Okay. And you cut across this carapace. It slashes into it, but it doesn't seem to do quite as much damage because of the type of armor it's got. Cool. Cade, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to use my bonus action. Seeing that Cole looks like he's in a bad place.
He's in a bind, you might say.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my bonus action to move the pixie 30 feet to where Cole is.
Just for fun. Yes, it makes it.
Okay.
And Cole, you are, I don't know if you're like almost like on the like blurry vision, seeing red kind of a thing, but all of a sudden this iridescent ghostly pixie, like with rainbow light, just flies into your space and just kind of swirls around you, makes you start to feel a little bit better about life.
Okay.
In an amount equal to?
Amount equal to 3.
Hey! You've more than doubled my current hit points.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Whoops.
But you will also regain hit points when you start your turn there, hopefully, if you get to start your turn there again. All right, and then as my action, I'm going to try to finish off this little bugger that has been hounding me.
Yep.
That'll be Primal Savagery again.
Do it.
Well, I don't know how good these things are at dodging. That's a 15 to hit.
That hits.
Cool. All right.
He's normally pretty quick, but he's been hurt so bad.
That's 4 points of acid damage.
Oh man, it is clinging to life by sheer force of will.
All right. And that's all I got.
It has like maybe a tentacle and a half. It's so sad, but evil. Willow, you are up. There is a thing crawling up your column, but also Cole looks real bad.
He does. I'm going to
Tell you what. All right, so, well, you do you. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm just saying, like, even if you heal me, it's probably gonna KO me.
Oh no. Well, I mean, I can't do anything from where I'm at. I'm going to Sacred Flame, the one that's gonna try to get me for my action.
Yeah, do it. Oh, I do a saving
it has
throw,
to
don't
make
I?
a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. That's a 15 total.
Dang it, it makes it.
Sweet. I mean, darn.
So I guess nothing happens. Ugh.
It's like some holy fire comes down, but then it's just like clings to the side of the column and just barely dodges it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and then bonus action, I'm gonna have my spiritual weapon. Seeing that Bammy was sort of like going for the arm of this thing, is gonna also try to attack.
Okay. She swooped, she saved. Do it.
Yeah. Oh, okay, at disadvantage, that's a 17.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You are no longer at disadvantage.
Oh, I'm not?
Nope.
Okay, well, we're gonna stick with 17, even though one of these ones that I rolled was a 20. I rolled them
17
at the
hits
same
still.
time.
17
Okay.
hits.
17 hits. Okay, cool. It takes 11 force damage.
Woo! That holy spear from nowhere is sure doing a number on this guy. He's got a couple of holes that are just oozing this black ichor.
Yeah.
He is not pleased. But
Okay.
now it's his turn.
Okay, and I'm not frightened anymore, you said.
You are not frightened.
Okay, that's good to know. Thanks.
Immediately, it's going to chomp once with a pincer at Bammy, and he has advantage still.
Yep.
Woohoo, Nelly. 23.
That'll hit.
Okay, that does 12 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, but now that I'm raging, that's halved.
Hmm.
Oh,
And
so
then
is-
it's. Go ahead.
Is the pixie that got me? Is that close to Bambi too?
It's in your space.
Yeah,
I
it's a
think.
5-foot cube, so
Oh, it's a 5-foot cube. My bad. Sorry.
it only
Okay.
occupies one space.
And then it's going to spin around and just swipe at Amon as well. 22. No.
Yes.
And you take 5 bludgeoning damage.
Oh crap.
And he's going to try and grapple you. So make a strength saving throw.
With my +0, 18.
Boy, you are not grappled. You're like, heck no, lobster man. But even so, holding Cole in his other pincer, because he just kind of snapped and then snapped, he's gonna bring Cole to his face, and then like all of his tentacles like rear back and just like jab into Cole at once. And Cole, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I've been rolling well on those tonight, which means this one's not going to be good. Oh well, okay, I rolled an 18.
Boy,
Whew.
you made it.
Okay.
So they pierce into you.
Ow.
Weirdly enough, not doing any damage.
I'll take a point.
It says
take
no,
the point.
but there isn't any, so don't.
Okay.
And you feel something like pulse into you, but you kind of like are braced against it, and maybe it just didn't get very far because you were so tense. Maybe it was something with the magic armor that you have on you.
It's the demon's blood.
Yep.
You can't be poisoned twice, okay?
That's double poison.
And nothing happens seemingly,
Okay.
but it still holds Cole up in the air above its head, and just kind of spins around and looks at everybody.
Okay.
And now it's your turn, Cole.
Take a quick pull. Self-preservation or trying to be helpful?
What would Cole do?
I assume he's out of the pixie at this point since he's above.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Inadvertently.
Okay.
honestly.
Yeah. If I'm out of the pixie's reach, then maybe I'm going to feel too scared. So I'm going to Misty Step
Oh boy!
and whoop, out of there. And just kind of back up to a place that looks safe near me.
Well, you're within walking distance wherever you go on land. If you wanted to plop 30 feet away in the water, you could do that. Also, there.
If that seems safer, I will do that. But if not, I'll just like get behind Amon because he's not on fire.
He's not on fire. He might be though, soon, if Bammy advances.
If there's no safe space, then that's just the way it is. Maybe I'll get in like the shallows or something like that. If
yeah,
there is
that
a
makes
shallow.
sense. Okay, so you're like down to your like knees. in the
Yeah,
water.
something like that.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing. I don't think I can do any. Actually, I'm going to do for my action. I'm going to cast on Bammy. I'm going to say, well, and you can totally veto this because this is not raw. But I'll say, like, don't get scared, and I'll press a digitate on him and like soil his ears so he can't hear any shrieks. Can
Okay.
I fill it up with goop?
Okay.
Is that a thing? Like,
I'm for it. I don't care. I think this is great.
That's amazing.
okay.
I don't care if it's raw. That's awesome. That's clever.
Okay.
I'm for clever.
All right. So I'm gonna at least partially deafen Bammy if I can.
Okay. Yeah, I will say if there are any future shriek things, you'll have
Maybe just like
advantage
yeah. That stuff feels cool.
All right, cool. Bammy, you are up, sir.
Okay.
You can't hear very well. All of a sudden.
Yep. Have I noticed any of the little smaller things swimming around?
One of them flew over the island, but that was, I think, all that you saw of it. But you had seen them while you were coming up, so there's probably something going on in the water. Also, the Chul held up Cole and was like, and then was like, He disappeared.
Yep. The reason I'm asking is, by any chance, are there any of the fish things within range if I chose to breathe fire on this fool that they would get caught in?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm still very upset that the mall hasn't hit. And now that, I'm just gonna recklessly hit it again.
Do it!
And, eventually this will work and I will get the nat 20 and it'll be awesome. But until then... Nope. Well, yep, there it is.
Hey! Called shot.
Yeah, boy!
So now that Cole is out of danger, that is 18 bludgeoning plus 2, so 20 bludgeoning from the Sagmwallow.
Nice.
Okay.
And
it sounded like there was an and.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, I think for the bonus action, I'm gonna do the pulse, and it takes 2 more fire damage.
Oh boy, how do you want to do this? How do you want to do this, baby?
So it was holding up Cole, it kind of looks at it, and as it's distracted, I just cleave it right at the joint, and it just like gets dislocated. Swing again at the other claw, and it's just like, and then it's just like, and a wave of fire comes from me.
Yay! So for it. It's like bleeding from multiple, like one of its legs doesn't work because of a mod. It's got 2 holes in its back for Willow. And you just break both of its arms as it like kind of starts to fall, like trying to hold itself up. And then it just gets toasted lobster. And dies. And hold on. I have a thing. Where is it? Nope, not that one. Boop. Okay. And as it falls, hits the ground, and just kind of slumps. Willow, you're like keeping an eye on it, see that Bam's got this. You look at the little guy on the column next to you, and it just kind of, it just slurps into the water. Cade, the one that you've been trying to kill, just kind of starts to sink. It goes loose and just starts to sink. And that is what happens.
I like tentatively poke my head in the water and see if I can see any of the ones that were down at the bottom.
They don't seem to be moving anymore.
Before they get too far away, I definitely want to try to save one of those squiddy things. I will pour out spider skin and try to slurp it in there.
You could do it, you poor baby. Yeah.
Okay.
You get the remnants, like this. It's like sloughing apart in your hands. Like,
it's coming apart. Okay. So, still want the materials. So,
yeah. So it's like when
Just
food has
study.
been soaking in water, just starts. It's
Yeah.
gross.
Imagine like white, like just white bread, but dark.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Cole,
But
I know that you want to study this, but shouldn't you rest first? I mean, you look rather. Please sit down. Please sit down.
I don't know what you mean.
And he just catches him. And he's like, nope. All right. And he just like slowly sits him down. All right.
Does everybody want to gather on land?
Pops her head out of the water. Head's over there.
It's like, Willow, please, Willow.
I can't swim very fast.
You guys all make it on land. You are. It's not crowded because it's like 20 feet wide, so you guys all have enough space. It's a little close, but it's not as close as being underwater in a tunnel. There's just bright light from some source on this little pillar, this little pedestal.
Oh man, I want to look at that. Can you help me over there?
Oh, hang on.
I'm assuming you guys are all hanging out on the other side from the Chul's dead body.
I still have the pixie up
Bammy's
too.
right by
Oh
it.
yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I think is around for another probably 30 seconds or so at this point.
Oh gosh.
So I'm gonna.
That's
move it.
like 5 more rolls.
Yep. So go ahead and roll it 5 times.
All right.
Which will probably heal me up very quickly.
So this pixie just slowly circles Cole, and its rainbow light seems to suffuse into him.
I only need 12 points.
Okay, well that's 22. So
Okay.
I
Yeah.
could use some.
Okay. Do you want to diffuse the other 10 to Bambi?
sure. Yeah, if
Right.
I can do that.
Yeah, I don't care.
All right. Better.
Yeah.
Good. You look better. Thank you, Cade. That was. How? You know what? It's never mind. I will ask you this question when we're not. I told you that things were going to happen. Did I not?
Sure. I like to think I end the spell too by the pixie flying into my hat and then me just putting my hat back on.
Just catching it?
Yes.
Oh, love it.
Can I look at the object?
Yes.
The one that's emitting light?
Yeah.
You sure can. You can roll me a religion check. As you get closer, you kind of shield your eyes from the brightness, maybe even like throw like a cloak or some sort of cloth over it so it's not like blinding you to try and get close. And you see it is some sort of like avian figure with like the tips of its wings and its beak hooked around some like, I don't know, rock, crystal, something that is emitting the light.
Okay. All right, I shall roll religion. And that is an 18.
Well, you can also roll. Anyone can roll if you want to, I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. Really?
And you said it was like this avian kind of bird figure.
That's a 21
Great.
for me.
Great. So Cole 18, Willow 21. Anyone else getting in on this or nah?
You said it was religion.
Religion.
Actually, let me check for Genevieve, but Kate's not about that.
Okay.
No, she doesn't have proficiency in it. So.
Not about that life.
No.
All right. So Cole and Willow, you recognize this. At first, when you get a first look at it, it looks like an owl, which kind of has connotations of Kalish, the goddess of death. But as you're getting closer to it, like just the way that the runes are carved onto it and how old it looks and just different, like even though it is an owl, it was made a long time ago, and it seems to be instead invoking the much lesser known deity Tamil, who is the bird god of storms, thunder, wind, and mountains.
That's so bots aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's like on this little pedestal thing.
and as you're getting a look at it, like it had looked ramshackle and like made up of like just like a trail marker from far away, but it was deliberately made a long time ago, and it's just been worn down to like just certain rocks have survived time better than others.
I cast Identify.
Alrighty. Well, it is magical.
Oh, sorry.
It is essentially normally supposed to be some sort of like a sanctuary. It's not necessarily a sanctuary spell, but this whole area is supposed to be essentially hallowed.
Okay.
It seems a little bit dim at this point, as if it's been clogged up by something, e.g. inkfish.
Okay.
But typically it does, this area is supposed to be kept, like the water is going to be clean, the water is safe, like this area is supposed to be a safe area, made a long time ago for some reason.
Okay. So, based on like the squiddies coming apart already after the Chul dies, am I making the logical leap that the clog will be freed and this will be like leaving it alone is the best course of action?
Probably. There is still the fact that salt water is pouring in from one side, but theoretically, this magical thing would filter that out.
Okay. And where can I inspect the salt water pour in?
You sure can. You go in the water. You can still breathe underwater, so you just swim as you instead of as a clownfish. And it is just under 10 feet diameter, this hole, like roughly carved out. It is new compared to everything else in the cavern. And just salt water is pouring in.
Okay, so that's new. Can I determine what caused it? Like, was it what kind of tools were used to open it up, if tools were used, or
Roll
if this was a
investigation.
natural erosion, or 21 for
It
investigation.
looks like probably some sort of lobster claws.
Okay,
Also with some, like lobster claws aren't made for digging.
sure.
And some of the motion lines, like the carvings into the stone, they have a look of magic assistance.
Okay. Having been pinched by one of those claws, do I believe that there is some other entity involved in empowering this tool?
It would have had to have some sort of enchantment or blessing from something else to be magical, because it wasn't inherently magical itself.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna bloop from the water and like. Does anyone know how to move Earth around?
You mean other than like picking it up and like moving?
I mean, that works too, but you're gonna need a lot of that, a lot of force and everything.
No, I don't know how to do it.
I don't have a spell for it, but I might be able to turn into something that could do a little bit of digging.
Oh, is that so? If you want to take a look at this and see what I'm seeing, there's a lot of looks like this.
Oh, I do know it's a tool. Like
This tool opened up salt water into here, and that's what's kind of contributed to some of the problems here.
Cade, as you hear the word tool, that sparks you just as much as you need to know, because you sort of recognize it and you're like, I've heard something about this, and you essentially know what Cole did about the history with aboleths. They're created by aboleths, etc., etc.
Okay. Because at first I think, oh, there's no need for name calling it. Oh. Okay. Well, so do you want me to try to close it, or do you just want me to follow where it came from?
When I inspected it, did it look like it was dug in from the other side and like came into this room, or did someone come to this? Oh,
you can tell based on the markings that something came in here deliberately.
Okay, and it's big enough for us to swim out of.
As
okay,
people.
All right.
JK, for right now, I think this might be our way out of here. But this thing had help. And so I don't know where we're going exactly, but like Amon said, there might be more.
Do we bring like a piece of this creature back as like?
I'm gonna bring as much as I can possibly bring, madam. 100%.
Oh, okay.
I can help take it apart if you'd like. I did pretty good last time we dissected some animals.
Yes.
Yeah,
but-
whoever wants to roll to dissect may do so with advantage.
I will help.
Is it a survival check?
It is survival.
Because I do have a +6 there.
Yeah, survival for Thur.
Is there a way that I can help? Would you like
Yeah,
handing
he
him
has
any of the
advantage.
tools that he has?
Yeah, you're giving him advantage.
Okay.
Sure.
You know some things about it, so you're like, hey, and just noticing what the sort of like hits it took in the battle, you're like, this is how it could come apart more cleanly, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Hell, I'll even guidance myself too, just
Yeah.
that added bonus.
I love like every time Kate's like, and does something.
Just get myself psyched. Well, good, because that first one was a 2. Second one was a 15, so 15 plus 6, 21, plus 4, 25.
All right, awesome. So you get whatever you want to take. You got it.
I just
You
take the whole thing. At this point,
strap it to your back. You could take the claws. They are sharp. They could be easily adapted into some sort of weird natural weapon.
I want to put that on your cactus, Bammy.
I mean, if Cole's helping me, I guess, Cole, do you tell me about the poisony parts of it? That it's got some
You
sort
get
of-
the little the face tentacles.
Yeah.
And
I want to know what tried to get in my brain balls. That's what I want to know right there.
So like when it stabbed you in the back with its tentacles.
Yeah, I want to know
Well,
about that.
So instead of just cutting them off, you actually are able to like cut out essentially like the inside of its mouth and like pull it all out, bringing the whatever gland was with the little tentacles.
Mhm.
And you determine that it is a poison, like it is some paralysis poison that this thing just generates.
Interesting.
So you now have access to quite a bit of raw paralysis poison.
Okay.
All
right.
I sort of hold this for a second. And does anybody else want to carry this? I don't know if it's kind of big for me. But
I mean, Bammy will just carry all the things, like figure out ways to like use one of the tentacles to tie it onto one of his bandoliers.
And in each of the tentacles is like a tiny, almost like a dart, like a really sharp needle to be able to pierce skin. Could be useful for something.
So the needles could be used to inject the...
You're getting me. Good job. Then it's got a whole bunch of meat if you want some chewel meat.
I mean,
it's not
is
as
this
it's like-
Skyrim or what? Yes, I'm gonna get that meat. I'm gonna get that meat.
It's like lobster, like consistency, but a lot harder. And it's
Yeah.
like cross between seafood and steak, essentially.
Sure.
I think our friend Alan might really enjoy this poison in one way, shape, or form.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Also,
It's
you guys
always good. Go ahead.
No, you were in the middle of something.
No, it's always good to share with those we consider friends. Just like he did with us.
And I was wondering.
Yes, Willow?
I'm glad you guys consider him a friend. So,
Yes, we are friendly.
And I was wondering if perhaps this Jules dome could be used as a hat.
Yes, I was going to say you guys peel off several pieces of the carapace, and the proper crafter could make a set of armor out of it.
Oh man, this is gonna be real intimidating for somebody. Okay, let's get what we can get, and let's get moving, gang.
So we want to go up the tunnel.
I'm not going back.
Yeah, I agree. Are we worried at all that there might be an aboleth on the other side of that tunnel?
I had not thought a whole lot about
I
that.
don't know what that is, but I will smash it and kill it.
What do we know about
maybe.
aboleths?
Roll
Gosh,
some sort of intelligence check. Nature,
All
Arcana,
right.
or History.
rolling.
it's a beastie. I'm gonna roll on that.
22 for Arcana for me.
Perf.
22 for nature for me.
Nice. I don't know.
For the
about
lulls,
this.
that's an 18 on nature for Bammy.
Bammy, what the heck, dude?
Hey, nice.
Guys, I got a 5.
Was it
Oh,
just... What were the choices again for that?
Nature, Arcana, or History.
Okay, so that's an 18 for Cade and
Okay.
a natural 1.
The Willow, might be the first time you've heard the word aboleth in your life. I can't remember what everyone got, but if it was awesome, like a 22 or an 18.
Got at least 18.
Did Genevieve roll well?
She rolled a natural 1.
Oh yeah,
Plus 4.
this is literally the first time she's heard this word in her life. She's also not sure if she could pronounce it back. So Cole, Bammy, Amon, Cade, right?
Get this covered.
Aboleths are frightening. They are essentially creatures older than mortal kind. They inhabited the material plane long before mortal kind was even created. And when they were created, aboleths had, I'm giving you just a history and nature and arcana because you each rolled something different. They enslaved mortal kind for many years before the Titans and gods were like, stop it! And then like basically busted up the aboleth empire, killed a lot of them, banished some. And since then, the aboleths have just kind of been like a rare, like a mythos thing, living on the elemental plane of water, sometimes reappearing in the material plane to like try and regain their old empire or whatever. Also, because y'all rolled soups great, there are tales. The aboleths are connected to a very old primordial deity of merfolk named Etikar. Some tales say that Edikar made the aboleths, or that he let them into the material plane. Like he made some sort of deep sea portal, Pacific Rim style, where they could come in and out whenever they wanted. Some say that they were his servants, or that Edikar came from where they came from and just like fashioned himself a deity on this plane. But something history blah blah blah. End of the story was Edikar ended up being a god of the merfolk and betrayed the aboleths and like kind of separated himself from them. So they don't like him, he don't like them, and you know that's a thing.
Okay.
What else? Oh, they are essentially god-like. They have extremely lots of power, or at least they did once. They're significantly diminished over the eons when their empire was destroyed, but they are formidable. They can go on land. They prefer water, though. They really like to enslave things, and they're crafty. And they also never really die.
Okay.
You guys know that when an aboleth is killed, it is just immediately reborn on the elemental plane of water to come back. And every aboleth knows the entire history of every other aboleth from the beginning of time. They just have like this forever memory.
Yay, genetic memories.
Yes.
Do they make deals?
Cole, yes. I'm sure that this is something you might have researched specifically, Cole. They sure can. It is extremely dangerous to try.
Sure.
Because they probably just want to enslave you or eat you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you can win one's favor or please it or whatever, they're known to make deals.
Okay.
They are infinitely old and smart, so typically these deals work out in only their favor. But it's possible.
Okay.
That was the info dump for today, ladies and gentlemen.
Cool.
Good job. All of you rolling really well.
All right, so I'm gonna suggest take a quick breather. I don't know if anyone else needs one, but
And specifically because you guys are talking about, like, I don't know if there's going to be an aboleth at the end of this. I will say, from your communal knowledge, Chules that survived and were awake past the sleeping of the aboleths tend to stay where they were at and they just gather treasure and like bury it, or they like try and get people and enslave them for if the aboleth ever returns. So this Chul that you just fought wasn't doing those things. So there's probably a living aboleth somewhere.
Gotcha. Okay.
Do we happen to know with our communal knowledge that like it has to be on the same plane, or
Yes.
Okay, so it's here
Oh, it's somewhere.
Well, who wants to make friends with an aboleth? Because it seems like that would be amazing.
No, they sound mean, and I will smash them if I meet them.
I think I have enough friends.
I mean, you can never have too many friends, but okay.
I think you can.
Okay, well, it's fine.
And I meant to do this before or at the beginning of the session, but I forgot. But I was going to give Genevieve the comb.
Oh, she weaves it in her hair. It looks amazing. She knows exactly what to do with it, that it stays and like doesn't fall out or anything like that.
Okay, so
Oh, sorry. Also, aboleths generate their own type of poisons, and they're very good with poisons. Their most common one is one that they use to mutate other humanoids into their service. But also, they're just really good at poisons, guys. Creating them, neutralizing them, etc., etc., etc.
Sounds good.
There you go. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm gonna suggest that we just take a little breather, kind of recenter ourselves, and get ready to do this task once more. I figure we have, how long does water breathing last? 24 hours?
24 hours. So
Okay,
it's been
we're
like
good,
5, maybe.
Yeah, we're good. Been 5. Yeah. Okay. Still feel good. To give Genevieve a hint or the chance to attune to that thing, and me to get some spell slots back, and anything else that y'all need to do.
Cool. I don't know what the thing does.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Let me give it to you.
Yeah. She'll send you that handout in just a moment.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Add
doing
to
a short
Sean.
rest.
Add to Genevieve.
Do 1 hit die.
Let me put it in Genevieve's inventory.
Oops.
Okay. Now, I blew almost every single spell slot I have. Now I gotta. So I get more bang for my buck getting 2 first level spells, but if I don't get a second level spell, then if I get trapped again, I can't do that missy step thing. So I'm going to bet on the best case scenario and roll back, get two first level spells back. Let's try that.
So here, I had an idea. 2 things. You seem to know a lot about these creatures, Cole.
And also,
I
for
think
some
we
reason,
all do.
me.
You seem to know a big old lot about them.
Let me, Bammy, you knew a lot of this and you just started like spouting it out and you don't really know how you knew.
Get to that later. Do these things, in any sort of legends, have the ability to change their form?
Google aboleth.
Let me see. And I pull out a book and start flipping through the pages. And you see a bunch of playing cards tucked into them. And there's kind of like this kind of enchantment over it that like when I open it up, it kind of breaks, but it like keeps it like waterproof when it's closed. And flipping through, I have some sort of...
They don't change form.
Yeah, and I like pointed this picture of it, this artist rendering of it, and...
Yes! Let me tell you what it looks like! Okay, so it's this giant fish-ish looking creature. It has 3 vertical eyes on its face, and then sort of like a giant lamprey-like mouth. It's similar to those little black things you saw. It's this long fish-like body, but it's got a whole bunch of tentacles too, with that long single fin. It's got a few like little tentacles around its face that almost look like catfish whiskers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll take out the card and really...
Do we recognize... Is this a card thing? Do we know what these cards are? Is this?
I'm sure you know about Arcana Obscura. It is. It's like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering all at once.
Because I'll probably be like, wait, you play?
Do you see this collection? This bomb collection?
I never got into collecting them, but I played a few hands with some people back in a place a long time ago, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh, we gotta play! You wanna play?
Yeah, definitely.
Amon is like peeking over his shoulder as he's like flipping through it, and it's like, wait, you have that card? How did you get this? What is?
You have Blue Eyes White Dragon?
Right? It's like, you have Blue Eyes White Dragon? What?
Oh yeah!
You have one piece of Exodia?
I know that reference.
Anyway, we're getting distracted.
So yeah, we can play that during the short rest.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you guys! I will have you roll for it and see who wins.
Okay.
I don't think Willow would know what this is. I don't think so.
I think that's fair. I think you might have heard the words like in like marketplaces sometimes, or maybe with like new recruits to the temple. Yeah, your siblings might have talked about it sometimes. Might have seen some people playing cards sometimes. Huh?
I bet my brother had some.
Oh,
But
probably.
he wouldn't let me touch them.
Oh, probably. But yeah, so you've heard of it distantly, but you don't really know what it is.
Bambi's seen them play it on the caravans. Cole probably did it while Bambi was guarding that one. But
Oh,
Bambi
yeah.
himself does not play yet.
DM.
Yes.
For my background, it says I have one set of gaming set. Could
Yes.
and there is a
The answer is
card
yes.
game? Could I have? Great, because it just says in my inventory just gaming set.
It's nowhere near as the expansive of the collection that Cole has, but you have a suitable deck that you have strategized out and chosen out to be able to play and play well.
All right.
I knew that would come in handy one day.
Someday.
So you guys want to play it on your short rest? What's happening?
Yeah, let's do it.
I just wanted to finish this thought first before it
Go
escapes
for
me,
it.
though.
Yes.
So I'm glad to know they can't shapeshift, because there was a part of me that went ding ding ding, good with poisons. Maybe Alvin Sans Chipmunks is the Aboleth and sending us to clean up some mess. But good to know that. The other thing I was going to ask is, while we're all here waiting, or once we're done waiting, I can scout ahead, dig my way along the tunnel, and then pop my head up, see what's going on, come back maybe. I don't know if that's an idea. Maybe something to think about while we're playing cards.
I mean, if you think it's safe, of course. Like, I don't want you getting hurt when you. But you can talk to us and let us know what's going on as you do it.
Depends on how far it is. Safe doesn't really matter that much. I mean, it'd keep the rest of us safe than going all at once. So
Yeah. I mean, that is of course up to you, but that is a good idea.
I mean, I can send my fish ahead of us too. Keep an eye out, and if that fish gets caught, then it's no harm, no foul, really. I can get another one.
is there a limit to how far you can?
Yeah, I think it's 30 feet. Let me roll it though, because let me pull this card up. Where are you? I can communicate within 100 feet, but can I see through it? Yes, so 100 feet.
Okay. I can communicate 500 with the message, so we could chain it back or something. But
that sounds good. I don't. If you'll wait with me.
Sure.
I don't want to be 500 feet by myself.
No, we can go together and then. Sure.
Okay.
All right, so
that
cards.
would be nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So any of y'all who want to play, it's going to be a D20 plus your intelligence. And if you're proficient in the game, you can add your proficiency.
Okay.
I think
And
I've
if
played
you
this.
want to cheat, that'll be a separate rule.
Ooh, what would the cheat
I
roll
don't
be?
think. I mean, am I proficient? I don't have a background that says I'm proficient in the game set.
I think you're proficient in it.
Okay.
I just decided.
All right. So I'm just gonna roll an ant save because that is both of those things.
That's what I did.
All right. I'm gonna whisper it to the GM. Actually, I think.
Okay, do that. And
Dang.
you're asking about cheating, Kate?
Yeah, what would the cheating roll be?
That would be sleight of hand.
That would still be better than my intelligence, so I'm going to do that. I think I played this like once at a gala or something when I was bored, probably with
Yeah,
some
for sure.
teenagers that didn't want to be there either.
Well, it was just like excitedly like watching, like so stoked to see this in action.
Yeah, I think everybody
Alright,
knows that I'm
alright.
cheating.
Okay, what was your roll?
Yeah, it's a 9.
So Cade, I don't know how you guys maybe share cards or like whatever. I don't know how this
Yeah,
game
I
works.
think
You
I
draw from, like, the
probably-
same deck. I don't.
I probably have like a deck for friend, like a friend deck, like
Yeah.
if they're over, like they can play this one, or like
So-
I probably have multiple decks like for different types of strategies, and maybe I mix it up so I don't know which one I'm using, and then we each get one. Or something.
So you guys can easily see Cade, like he goes to draw and like he's positioned himself like by the water to like draw a card, pull it really slowly, and then like look at the water, and then like put it like and then just kind of try and pull the one underneath it. Like he's specifically trying to see the card first, and then like pull the one that he wants, and he's taking a really long time to draw. It's really obvious about it.
Mm.
But you have a pretty good game of it. Cade kind of goes out in the first few rounds, despite his attempts. He's just not familiar with these cards, like, and the water's just moving a little too much, and he can't get a good look. But in the end, by the skin of his teeth, Amon comes out victorious.
And I think Cole's really excited about that, actually. He's like, that was awesome!
I've never actually played a game that lasted that long. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was almost the full short rest of like almost 45 minutes of a game.
Oh man, I didn't. That was such a good. Whew.
We have to do this again, of course. Like,
yes.
I mean, now that I know that all of us, well, most of all of us play, like, we have something to do on our off time. It's perfect.
Oh man, I got some ideas for next time. You better watch out.
Well, I will look forward to it, and I cannot wait to see what else you can come up with.
I spent the other 30 minutes for our rest or whatever it was just falling asleep.
Yeah.
I got
Sounds
bored
good.
like a minute
Yep.
later.
Yeah. Cade was in the game for like 10 minutes. Okay, so you guys finish your short rest, you're healed up or whatever it is that you get back on a short rest.
Mm-hmm.
And you're about to regroup to go investigate this saltwater tunnel.
Mm-hmm. I think.
Yes, go ahead.
I think while Cole was looking around and like investigating like earlier, I should have said this earlier. But Willow was just sort of like cleaning off the little sculpture and maybe like taking out a couple things of incense and trying to like. I mean, she doesn't have like hallow or anything, but maybe like say a little prayer to sort of help recuperate this little statue and what it's doing.
Make a wisdom check. Just a wisdom check.
Okay. That wasn't very good. 12.
Okay. As you are doing this and paying your respects, you feel your holy symbol of Orisana kind of warm up against you. And as you're like running your hands over it, like getting the dust and the scum off, the statue, which is cold, does feel warm against your hand, and you get this pressing sense of just thank you. And Orizana's proud of your act of kindness.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and so you guys finish your short rest, you stretch, etc. Get ready to go investigate this saltwater hole and whatever may lay beyond, which we will pick up at next time in 2 weeks on Tidefall episode 5. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Thank you, audience, for being amazing. Thank you for the loot drop.
Also, I cleaned out Bammy's ears.
Oh yeah,
They're
for
clean
sure.
now. Okay.
I hope you guys wrote down everything you got from the Chul's corpse. But yeah, thank you, Joseph, for the loot drop. Thank you, Joseph, for the NPC names Blue and Carrick. I don't know what else might have happened. I wasn't aware. I hear you guys were amazing in chat, though, so good job. And we will see you in 2 weeks. Or we'll see you on Saturday for Survivors Complex at 5:30 Eastern. And then again on Monday for Wild Space at 8 o'clock. See you there. Anyway, thanks for that. Good game. Good night, Internet.
Good night, Internet.
Good night.